All right, check, microphone check. We are on. Blah, blah, blah. We're live. Hello and welcome to Saturday. Welcome back. Now I know it's a slightly change of pace considering what we've been doing. We do not have Sam this weekend. Also, Austin is busy for part of the evening, so we're not going to be going into Rise and bypassing where he is currently and all that stuff. You know, we want to progress together. Couldn't do Rise this weekend. Did Helldivers a couple of days ago. Today we're just going back to Wilds. Going back to a little bit of old Reliable for the time being. No Sam today. Austin might show up. I know he's doing like a family dinner tonight, like an early Mother's Day type of ordeal. And Nate, I haven't heard anything definitive from. Carrie, Matt, I haven't heard anything definitive from. But I have let them know that we are streaming. So if anybody can show up, people will show up. Otherwise, you got me. And I can fucking talk, so we're good one way or the other. I saw a couple of questions about it in chat. I have zero intention to do 10-star GOG tonight. That quest isn't particularly great. And I don't have like a min-maxed elemental charge blade with it. Don't look too deep into what was in the thumbnail on the loading screen and a whole that bunch of shit. It was really just wild stream assets that I had on hand. Yeah, no, I don't. 9-star GOG? 9-star GOG I still really like. They did not balance 10-star well, so I don't have any real intention to do 10. There's no real reason to do it either. Yeah. Unfortunately, that quest is not particularly well scaled. 10-star Zoe, though, that I could do. It's just, yeah, no, they did not balance that quest correctly. Alrighty. Let me shift us in. And since I haven't heard from any of my guys yet, I'm just going to open the lobby right up. Code is going to go in the chat. That should be pinned. By the way, go ahead and leave a like on the stream as you make your way in if you haven't already, just because that is going to help promo everything. Going to let you guys start to filter in. We're mostly just gonna, like, noodle around and shit and just kind of get the bearings back. There's a couple of builds that I have that I've been wanting to play around with. I've been wanting to get better and better with that hammer offset build I made a little while ago. I've run it a couple of times on stream, but I never got, like, super good at it, and I'd like to get better at it. So I'm going to be something just to kind of practice. I feel like today we're just going to noodle around, you know? Nothing super serious, nothing major planned, no giant event. We're just going to chit-chat and play the game and enjoy ourselves. Let's see. Other than that, I usually do announcements towards, like, the back, but I'll do a little bit kind of as, like, people are starting to pour in and everything. Should be a new video out probably tomorrow. The next monster rework is really just in final video editing. You know, all the scripting is done, the gameplay footage recording is done, audio recording is done, audio editing is done, some assembly is done, asset gathering is done. It's really just video stuff. That's probably going to be the bulk of my night, is finishing that up. Unless it takes me a really long time, but I think it's probably only going to take me maybe like 3 hours to get that finished. It's going to be, I think, around like a 36, 37 minute video. Let's see. Did that pin correctly? Oh, okay. They just changed how. Why do they pin at the bottom instead of the top? They keep changing shit on YouTube that they don't need to change. Got to de-rust myself. I've been away since January. Yeah, I haven't played since February. I haven't played since the back end of the content dropped. I haven't had time. Like, Stories 3 took over pretty much immediately, and we gotten back into Rise, and I've been working a whole bunch, playing, like, Helldivers and shit off stream. So I haven't even had, like, much opportunity to play Wilds off stream like I've been wanting to. So it's like, fuck it, you know? I have been in the mood to play this game again. I miss this game. Figured I'd set up a stream, bring in the fellas, that being you as well as the main fellas, and we'll just go fun hunt some shit. We'll shake the rust off and enjoy ourselves, stock up a little bit of resources, and maybe work on some other theory craft and goober shit as we go. I think I want to keep playing around with... Is it Dosha Crasher? Yeah. This one. I like this one. I might have something else to announce. Well, I do kind of have something else to announce. But I'm doing some collab work next weekend. I'm kind of... I don't know if the person that I'm going to be working with, she said she might pop in on stream and, like, lurk around in the chat at some point. We'll see about that. Let's see. How you guys doing, by the way? You guys having a good weekend? Enjoying yourselves? How was everybody's weekend? Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. I know it's only been a little bit since we've seen most of you. I think most of you guys were probably here for Helldivers the other day. Speaking of which, there is a really funny new compilation up on Overflow if you haven't seen it yet, which was just the mountain of team killing we were doing during that session. Alright, let's start with something to just kind of work back into it. What do I have? What do I have? I don't think I want to go right into, like, 10s just yet. It's like 9-star Dosha. Dosha's pretty... I like this guy as, like, a trainer for offsets and guards and dodges and focus mode and shit like that. I think Dosha's a bit of a slept-on trainer monster for the mechanics in this game. I also just like the 9-star Dosha. Because the fight's pretty good, and just bumping up the stats of the resiliencies and everything. It was really fun to run. I think I have a pretty decent impact CB set that I ran against this quest. Really liked it. Very fun matchup for me. Except in prep. I don't think I have, like... whole bunch of shit turned off. Finals on the horizon. Best of luck with finals coming up. Women are scary, but GOG is scarier. Having a decent time. Good. Finals weekend. Definitely feeling the burn. Hey, you know, best luck to you. Work hard. Do your shit. Was Anomaly grinding? Nice. Yeah, I've been doing, not like hardcore for anything, but I was playing some Sunbreak. Well, mostly I've been playing Rise with the guys, which I've been enjoying a lot. I was also just noodling around with a little bit of Sunbreak just for some footage purposes and really enjoying it. I am very much looking forward to getting Sunbreak on my PlayStation profile so I can stop playing Sunbreak for good with fucking Joy-Cons, dude. The more I have to go and get footage for like GU or Sunbreak, the more radicalized against the Joy-Cons I get. Watching a movie, nice. Worked on a bunch of stuff, good. Being productive, doing pretty good, happy to hear it. What if GOG is a woman truly horrifying? Well, statistically, half of them need to be. Dosha's one of my favorite fights in this game. Nice. I don't see a lot of love for this guy. And I mean, like, I kind of get it. He's not super flashy, not a ton of bells and whistles. I just feel like he integrates with the game mechanics rather well. And especially if you have a spruced up one with some better resiliencies, so he doesn't suffer from, the overbalancing a lot of the hunter mechanics in the early game. I think he is legitimately well put together. Let's see. Just started finals. Starting my classes next week. Oh, wow. Different schools, and I don't know exactly where you live, but schedules all over the place. Funny seeing everyone talking about finals after graduating from college a year ago. That's kind of how I feel too. Yeah, no, we have a lot of like college age individuals in the chat. Which, man, like, I've been out of college for like a little while now. Alright, got Sethina, Blast, and Jack. Good group. Lurkin, using this as background noise. You are more than welcome to. Dosha's dope. Glad to hear it. Got sick recently. I hope you're feeling better. PC for Rise is pretty good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy it on PC at some point. Like, some of my buddies have a lot of, like, difficulty tweak mods for it that they really like to, like, step up the monster's, like, underlying stats and whatnot. And I definitely want to do that. But I don't want to buy Rise for the third time just yet when I'm only kind of now justifying the second version of it that I bought. I like Dosha, like a man loves his bald cat. Been going to the gym more recently. Hell yeah, dude. That's good. I've also been much more serious about my health this year. let it slip quite a bit during my college years and got it just right out from under me for a good long while. But I've been getting my shit back together, and it's been going really well. I feel much, much better. I think I said a couple of streams ago, but I'm down. It kind of depends on, like, weeks, because I have, like, good weeks and bad weeks, and weeks where I have more time than others to get exercise in. But I've been down about, like, I think 20 to 25 pounds. Oh, I thought that was going to hit him right in the head. Damn. 20 to 25 pounds since I started seriously in October. Winter was a little rough, and I got like a little bit lazy after winter was kind of rough, because like it's just in general not super easy to be on your best behavior winter season. Hell yeah, there we go. Fucking got him. 547, we'd like to see that. Ow. But I've been getting like really back into it now that the weather's getting nice. I'm taking much, much, much better care of myself, getting a bit more of a consistent workout routine going. I even got like a good, even though it's raining today, I got like a bit of a walk-in after eating. It's just kind of misting. And also got some exercise in. Feel really good right now, actually. 671, love to see it. I get some pretty fucking good numbers with this thing. Boom. Ah, fuck. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, no, good for you with the going back to the gym more. I definitely want to... I got to slot in time to, like, lift a little bit more. That's not really... My big thing right now has been a whole lot more just, like, eating better stuff. I've been trying to cut delivery out almost entirely, or at least like considerably. That was overcharged. It's the second one for the offset. Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, he kind of whiffed that one. 1, 2. Yes! Fuck you. Got it. 690. Oh, I love this set, dude. I don't even know if that's necessarily, like, super good hammer numbers, because numbers in this game are fucking gigantic, but... Oh, it just feels so good. I love this build. Woo! Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, my portion control is better. My intake is better. Delivery, I have downsized considerably. I try to walk after every major meal. Because a big thing with, like, walking after a meal and just getting that physicality is it's really good for, like, the digestion. It's really good for that food that you just intook not settling and then just being turned into, like, sugars and fats and whatnot. It just turns it into other stuff for you. Turns it into energy. So I'm trying to go for, like, a good half-hour walk every time I take, like, after any big meal. I've also tried, because I think I said beforehand, I did martial arts when I was younger, like, back when I was in high school. So I've been getting, I say getting into, but it's, like, super-duper casual. But if I have, like, a little bit of space and a little bit of time, I'll set, like a stopwatch. And I'll just, like, shadow box for about a half an hour with little breaks in between and whatnot. Especially after getting food. For, like, a little bit, have a... Oh, there's the Wilds connectivity. That loves to happen for, like, the first quest anyway. Hopefully that's not an issue for the entirety of the night. 1, 2... Fuck yeah. 1, 2... Oh, that was early. Shit. Yeah, no, so I do like a good half hour of shadow boxing. That one's felt really good. I got to be careful with that one, because since I'm still overweight, I got to be careful with how much pressure I'm putting on my knees. I still need those for walking. I also have some interest, I think, in... I do want to lift a little bit more, because I do... That's the thing with, like, the gym. I like being at the gym when I'm there. But it's the getting there and the setting aside the time. It's like, I have other stuff I want to do. I don't know if this is always, like, something that I want to set aside time for. Oh, that was early again. Shit. I don't care if I fail this. I just want to practice the hammer offsets. One. It's charge one, charge two. Yeah, it's that one. All right, I have to be careful with that one, especially with focus on. The other thing, yeah, no, I might want to start doing lifting more, maybe like 2 times a week. I love being in the water. When it gets nice and hot, because even in my state that's kind of up north, it can still get pretty hot in the summer. Like, I'll hit like 95, 98. Gym's got a pool on it. That's another just, like, massive full-body exercise that I might want to do a little bit more consistently. I have a couple of things I want to do. But, like, working on the eating's been the big... Fuck you, Dosha. Shouldn't have emoted in front of me. Yeah, no, eating's the big thing. Because, like, it's a whole... That's a whole mental process you have to get over and fix with yourself. With, you know, from what I've learned and, you know, just... what is true. If I'm going to be doing that much exercise, honestly, it's a matter of, like, you have to just learn your eating habits, because people who exercise a ton, they eat a shit ton of food, but you have to actually kind of learn how that works, right? There's Dweeby. Hey, how's it going? I was talking about this a little bit earlier with you, chat, but I'm doing a collab next weekend. If you haven't seen Dweeby's stuff before, she does a lot of... Dude, I'm already disconnected from the lobby, Wilds. I can't get more disconnected. As much as your terrible infrastructure would like for me to be more disconnected, that just can't happen. But if you haven't seen Dweeby before, she is even more of a Lance person than I am, honestly. She's really fun. Does like a lot of like challenge solo hunts with Lance and whatnot. I think I just saw recently she did like no armor AT Arkveld, I believe, with Lance. I was watching a bit of that video, and I watched her do... Dweeby, I was lurking in your streams. I don't think I said anything, but when you were trying to do... I think it was a Latreon solo with Lance. I was lurking for a bit of those and watched some of those. Those were really fun. But she's doing like a fashion hunter type of thing next week. And because Meatman is unable to help her out, because the two of them knew each other, and I met Dweeby through him. I have some time next weekend, so I said I would step up and help out with that. I think we're still working on, like, exact formatting and whatnot, and I didn't want to promo it too much, but she's doing, like, a community fashion hunter type of thing, and I'm going to be helping out with the judging for that. So say hi to her. We made a new friend. Why the fuck did you fall down like that, Dosha? Bink. Wish blast procs were more meaty in this game. But yeah, no, her shit's cool. She's got, streams a lot, does a lot of videos of, like, those streams that she does. But she solos a lot of the big boys with just Lance, and it's really fun to watch. She has an energy that I really like, too. So I will definitely recommend her stuff if you've never seen her before. And if you just follow the stuff that I'm doing, I'll do, like, a little bit of promo for it. But it's going to be over on her channel. But I think, yeah, I think we're still kind of figuring out exactly how we want to format it. But that'll be next weekend. 2. Come on. Yes! Fuck off. Ow! I deserve that. It's almost like Lance is the best weapon or some shit. IDK. I love Lance, man. I love Lance fans. Because Lance fans are, like, so not pretentious about their weapon. They just fucking love their weapon. Like, you got some weapons. You got, like, some people out there. Some of them are, like, super normie weapons. That, like, yeah, 300 billion people like this weapon or whatever. Some groups are, like, super pretentious about, like, this weapon. Lance people just seem to fucking love it. They're like, fuck yeah, dude. I got my stick and my shield, and I have, like, one of the most aggressive weapons in the game. And I fucking love it. I love Lance fans, dude. They're so fun. I'm glad that I'm one of them. I'm glad that World convinced me to pick that weapon up. Thank you, Cat. 1, 2... One. No, okay, that was way too early to start going to that one. 1. Oh, you just bypassed, right? I thought you were going to do, like, the turning paw thing into that. You get us? Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw the video I made on it, Dweeby, but I got back into Lance kind of by accident when I was playing World, because I had so much free time for base World in college, because, like, my college workload wasn't super strenuous, especially the year that Wilds came out. So I was just making everything. I was making every weapon. I was making a whole bunch of, like, theory crafting sets and whatnot. And I'm just like, I have played Lance maybe, like, 3 times ever. And I've been playing Monster Hunter total since, like, 2010. But I barely ever played Lance. So I'm just like, I'm going to just try this thing and see what I like about it. And I went just spear fishing with a Giratotus. Shit. And I'm like, dang, this weapon kind of fucks. I like this thing. So then I made some dedicated, like, anti-Elder Dragon Lance sets that probably weren't even all that good back in the day, because my set building in World was pretty ass, not gonna lie. But I was just having fun with it. And I carried over, and then I just kept playing it and kept playing it. Like, the Lance and Rise was pretty good, and then, you know, lo and behold, you get, like, the full scope of the switch skills that they give you access to in Sunbreak, and all of a sudden, Lance is, like, the coolest fucking thing ever in that game. I don't play it as much in this one, not because I don't like Wild's Lance, but because Wild's Gun Lance is crack cocaine. I will say, I don't know if you've ever watched, like, the Frontier stuff that I play, but the top level that Lance can go to in that game is also really fun. It gets a 4th poke on the combo. It can sprint like every other weapon in that game. Oh, I just dunked. Oh, that was sick. That wasn't even an offset. I just cracked them over the head and stunned them. Man, problems and all. I fucking love this game, dude. Yeah, shit. I was thinking, man, I still need to re-review this game. I wanted to do that back in, like, March. I'm just gonna bait that out, because panic get-ups were what killed me last time. When this game does run on all cylinders, holy shit, it's fun. Alright, 1, 2. No, that was early. 1, 2. That one. Gotcha. Sometimes, man, one thing I will say about this game, I think the monsters spend a little bit too much time emoting. That was early. I was afraid I was going to lose the hold on that one. Yeah. This is not going to be a good looking run in the fucking slightest, but I am having fun. I am enjoying myself. I just got to get back into the hammer swing of things. Endgame Lance and Sunbreak is goofy numbers-wise because Element is dumb in that game. Oh, yeah, you are kind of just starting. I haven't been able to catch most of the Rise content you're doing, but you're, like, just starting that, right? Or, like, you're just kind of getting into Sunbreak. Already have it. They reworked the move or introduced another move satisfying one in its place. I kind of dislike how Water Strike feels like a little slap with barely any feedback. I have some weapon sound design and feedback issues with Rise and Sunbreak in general. I think that as much as I do really like that game, I'd really need to think about it, but I do think Rise might have some of the weakest sound design that Monster Hunter has to offer, unfortunately. I wonder if that's a mod that exists. It's just like some touch. I'm sure it is for like UI sound effects, but even for some weapon SFX. Fuck you, Dosha. Oh, I'm stunned. This is the end. Shit. Fuck. Ah, that sucks. Oh, fun start, though. We're going to keep going. I like this set a lot. This is a blast. You know what? 9-star Dosha. Barely play Hammer in this game. I haven't played this game in 3 months. There was still some good moments in there. Water Strike isn't meant to be something big. That is fair, but that I can see the I can see the point that it, like, for what it's able to do, the feedback is not, like, phenomenal. Just started Sunbreak, I'm hype. You should be. Sunbreak's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fantastic shit. And honestly, with you playing Lance, I can only imagine your videos and streams fighting Primordial Malzeno are gonna be fucking awesome to watch. Now we can fix the lobby. Did I crash out of the lobby completely, or... Oh, I went, like, offline. Hold on a moment. Let me make sure that I don't have, like... It's not, like, forcing me to do, like, a PlayStation update or some shit like that. Because it says I am offline. If it's gonna make me do a PlayStation Network update... God, why is that menu music so fucking loud? Ooh, you know what? I think I'm on... I might be on wireless instead of wired connection. View connection status. Yep, that explains it. Okay, no, don't do that. We'll do settings, set up internet connection, wired LAN. That's totally it. It's because I brought my PlayStation with me when I house sat for Nate, and even though I have this thing plugged in, I think I turned it on before I put the Ethernet cable in, and I think it default connected to the Wi-Fi. Yep, that's probably exactly what happened. I think I default connected to the Wi-Fi instead of the Ethernet, and this game not having, like, the greatest infrastructure of all time. All right, if that's the case, I think I'm going to remove that pin, and I'm going to just set a new lobby up, and you guys are going to have to migrate. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I think, yeah, no. Wi-Fi on top of this gaming not having the best internet structure already in the world is why that happened the way that it happened. All right, we'll do friend search so that people can join off friend code as well. Let me make sure I'm catch up. Ancestors are corrupting the connection. It kind of ancestral, yeah. I haven't played this. I've known better than to use Wi-Fi. Offset the router. The router's all right. I do not want to golf swing my router because I don't want to pay for another router. All right, let me. All right, we'll repin just one moment. It's also going to be up on stream in a couple seconds for you to read off. I think I swapped screens back over. Yeah. Make sure I don't want to have just like a dead. There we go. Swap back over on 3. All right. So it is X. Now, okay. What did I press send on that? X E 9 PN XE9 PN 45N XE 9P N4 5M. Yes. XE 9P N4 5M. Send and replace pin. Yeah. I pressed the X button and then instant by accident. Insta block the router. Alrighty. Why doesn't Connor just summon Gigan and have him scare the router to work? Is he stupid? Because once as we learned last night watching Final Wars, once Gigan is done aura farming, he doesn't have much else. Gigan's awesome in Final Wars, but holy fuck, dude, does that guy get jobbed? Alright, hopefully that should rectify the issues. It's like with my grandpa, but all over again. His head explodes. Dude, his head explodes, and then they rebuild him, give him a whole bunch of chainsaws and more weapons, and he, like, he cuts his own head off with, like, his spinning, like, nipple discs. It cuts his own head off when they come flying back at him, and then Mothra flies at him when she's on fire and blows him up. Gigan gets fucked over in that movie. Gigan kicks my router and then he explodes. Yeah, he probably would. You missed Final Wars? Oh, yeah. Final Wars was movie night yesterday. How you doing, Nate? Good to see you, buddy. Gets told Gigan rise, and then aura farms, and then dies, gets rebuilt, and dies again, flaws. Dude, it's so... yeah, that's literally it. But you really kind of can't get mad at it, because it's Final Wars. And Final Wars is a fucking comedy movie. Oh, yeah, dude. Dude rocks up, aura farms his fucking ass off, and then gets one-tapped, and then kills himself by accident. He's such a fucking dingus in that movie, and he's still so sick. It's probably because that design, unironically, goes fucking crazy. Spent too many points on Auramax that it kills him. Oh, yeah. Bound by contract to lose. Final Wars. Killed my own phone yesterday. Yeah, that was that the death of your phone? That's the plight of a Godzilla villain, honestly. Sometimes, it depends. Some of them are super turbo mega jobbers. Some of them aren't. Ghidorah gets jobbed every now and again, but he usually comes out looking pretty good. I wouldn't say that Space Godzilla got jobbed. He was probably fine. He kind of got ass-pulled at how they... No, they actually, like, had to come up with a strategy to kill him. His death... As much as that movie's not fantastic, they do some kind of neat stuff, at least on paper, to beat him. Yeah. There's the ramen shit. Yep. We'll take the ramen tickets. I would say Destoroyah got jobbed.
One Poogie, I guess. It must be around here somewhere.
Final Wars and Gigan and Dawn Fry and Mammoth still talking about some -1. Dude, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like about Godzilla movies for various different reasons. It's such a wonderfully versatile franchise. It's basically kind of in terms of like the amount of profound stuff that I didn't mean to do quick start. I hate that quick start's the top option on this, dude. There's some UI with the quest selection in this game that is extraordinarily questionable. Well, I'm going. You guys can fucking join in. But, I think it's probably the closest, like, Japanese equivalent to, like, Batman, where there's some, like, really dark shit, there's some really profound shit, there's some really, really well-written stuff. It's generally really fucking cool. But then there's also some just campy, goober, wackadoodle stuff that's mad entertaining. And there's also just some good old garbage. And they've both been around for, like, Over 70 years. Yeah, I'd say like Batman and Godzilla are probably like kind of like the cultural equivalents of each other in some respects. Love how many times Ghidorah's brought back and Mogs every time. One, two. Remember King Caesar the Lion Dog, man? I like King Caesar a lot, yeah. Very underutilized kaiju. Kind of gets tossed in the 2 movies that he's in. But still a really cool design. Ah, not at the right angle. Right attack, right timing, wrong angle. That's 1, 2... I think I was saying this a little bit earlier, but one thing I don't, like, adore about the monsters in this game, because for the amount of, like, pushing towards you using a lot of weapons with perfect interactions, they sure do emote a lot. There's a whole bunch of times, like, aha, he's about to do something, and then he kind of just doesn't. He just, like, snarls at me, and I'm just, like, holding my attack animation, looking like a fucking idiot. I do very much hope that monsters in this game get a very similar treatment to Sunbreak, because Sunbreak was really good with taking a lot of, like, the Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 monsters, and then improving their combo pathing, improving their aggression, improving their maneuverability, and, like, closing a little bit of the gaps in their attack timings. I'm hoping for that. This is a game that would really thrive for, like, its entire roster to have pretty decent aggression. And they've proven with a lot of the stuff that's coming out with, like, the ATs and the TU monsters, when they make very aggressive monsters in this game, generally the fights have come out to be pretty damn good. Like, Omega's different because of just how he's designed, but Omega's nice and aggressive. That fight's very satisfying. I think Laggy and Soregios are 2 of the best fights in this game still. They're pretty damn aggressive. Most of the ATs have some pretty good aggression on them. I think all of them are quite good. Arkveld especially is a really good fight, and that's probably purely one of the most aggressive things in this game. But yeah, there's a couple of monsters that just kind of stand around emoting a little bit more. Like, it looks like they're doing things, but they're not really. I know I'm attacking a pretty unoptimal part of the body right now, but we spawn with like 2 of these wounds on the back legs. I'd like to pop them. Honestly, I should probably be hitting the front claws more. Favorite fight is AT Arkveld by a lot. I mean, it's a good choice. That's an extremely well put together fight. And Arkveld was already extremely well designed for the mechanics of this game. And they really didn't ruin that with AT Arkveld. I've praised it before, but I think just kind of like the integration of items and skills and that kind of stuff that works in AT Arkveld was a really good way to end high rank of this game. I think the DLCs will fix a lot of my issues with the roster in this game, hopefully. Quite likely. I think in general, I think the expansion is going to come out. I mean, it's the cycle, right? The expansion is going to come out. The expansion's going to fix. It's not going to be able to fix everything because there's going to be core identical things with this game that you just kind of can't get rid of in sum total. Some people who are just going to have a chip on their shoulder about this game fundamentally aren't going to like it one way or the other. It's going to tune up a whole bunch of stuff A lot of the monsters are probably going to get better. The roster's going to get a lot more fattened out. They're probably going to expand on certain mechanics. Polish up some of the weapons a good bit. For the amount of blowback that the endgame in Wilds got, especially with Ardian weapons, I hope there's at least... It's interesting, because, like, there's always, like... I am hoping that there is a good amount of feedback taken in, because generally they do take a good amount of feedback and take the words of the community to heart. I would like for Ardian to just be gone. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Running the wrong weapon. I would like for Ardian to be gone. I don't know what the chances of Ardian being gone are going to be. I do think generally we're going to end in a pretty good place. But there's going to be caveats and problems and issues with the expansion as well. I think it is going to end in a better place. And I think whatever the final form of Wilds is going to be called, I think eventually is going to be looked on generally rather fondly. Especially given time. Lord knows that if you've been around, you've watched this before. Rise got so much shit. So much shit. And a lot of it, honestly, a little less... a little less warranted than some of the shit that Wilds got. And the general opinion... Wow, that was a lot of damage. The general opinion of Sunbreak is very, very high. My defense can't be that low, can it? Hope the Ardian weapons take a step back in the DLC of the existence of GOG. Ardian angers me because it's a disingenuous tactic to make people keep playing. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, no, the RNG weapons being as good as they are, there was really nothing wrong with Sunbreak's augments. There just kind of wasn't. I feel like there's probably going to be some form of pool system weapons again. I don't know. I honestly, I just, whatever the RNG role, I would rather it be, if it has to have something to do with the weapons, I'd rather it be just attached to the weapons in some regard, as opposed to being the weapons themselves. You know, I want the monster weapons that I hunt and farm for to have value. And Iceborne even struggles with that, like, a little bit in a couple of cases, but it wasn't even this bad. But, I mean, Sunbreak, it's all just monster weapons. I can keep my fingers crossed. There's no point in getting all the weapons now. Yeah, no, it's literally, yeah, you do it because you want to. It's really just there for the weapon skins if you want it for, like, layered shit. That's the only reason you'd really do it. Hope we get some real invaders back, whether it be Returner or a new monster. Give us a monster that actually hunts the hunter. Yeah. Because Arkveld doesn't really interrupt the fights. He's just on every map. And that's not a full, proper invader. You want to use the weapon tree? That's crazy. Yeah, no. They definitely, they overstepped. For all the nice things that I can say about this game. And as much as, like, Gogma Ardian on paper was kind of neat, there's, like, you're harvesting these ancient weapons. Because, like, Gogmazios is, you know, tied to the old civilization and stuff like that. It has their weapons and the oil and blah, 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 blah. Neat integration. But they overstepped. There's a lot of nice things I can say about this game, but with the weapons, they overstepped. I was barely practicing with the offsets at all. I was kind of just swinging. I'm mostly just chatting anyway. A little hard to read chat and talk and try to play super duper well. Lord knows I'm trying. Arkveld isn't invasive. Yeah, he's invasive on the maps. He's not so much invasive in the combat, I think would probably be the only thing. Like Devil Joe and Basil are still the best to ever do it. Seregios could kind of do it in for you. But, like, old Devil Joe and Basil, like, oh, there's a fight going on, and they didn't invite me? My invitation must have got lost. I'm on my way. That was Devil Joe and Basil, and it was so cool. Arkveld works on every map. It's cool to see him around, but he's not like a hunt invader. He's more of a map invader. Max power prolonger, aqua mobility, and con. Interesting. That could be like dualies again. That could be like dualies against GOG, maybe. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one at all. Very specific, but not bad. I like an invasive bird wyvern, like a mega vulture. That'd be yeah. I mean, we've been needing new birds, new big birds for a while. Happy with Espinos just showing up in the forest at some point. Yeah, I don't think most people would be upset about that. Ark's whole point is to come in, blow up someone, and absorb the monster, then fuck off. Yeah. A-Team titles have been making their flagship pseudo-invaders for a while now. Seregios, Snurgy as a ruiner. Velk and Arkveld are on every map, but only Seregios actually invaded. That's a fair point, yeah. I fear the skills list in Master Rank. There's gonna be some wacky shit. Honestly, dude, if they change things, if they have to, they definitely, one thing I made a point of when I was talking about the subspecies that could come back, one thing they definitely need to do is they need to fatten out the amount of skills that are going to be on, like, armor pieces, due to the fact that they cut the skill list in half. For one thing, weapon skills are going to need a way to get broadened out a little bit. That's definitely going to happen. You can only imagine, considering like some of the stuff that you can get on level 3 decos for weapons, the amount of skill mixing that's going to be on level 4 decos in the expansion is probably going to be pretty chunky. So that'll handle itself to some effect. The big thing that they're going to need to look into, I think, is we're going to need to start to get a lot more creative base armor skills, and they're going to need to start to fatten things out. As much as there's a lot of cool things that you can make in this game, and there is some really neat build diversity and a lot of skills that are viable, especially when they synergize with other things, and there's a lot of fun shit you can mess around and tool around with at, like, kind of just like a couple steps behind optimal level. When you do get into some of the gamma sets, especially due to the fact that there's only so many skills that are on, like, level 3, I think there's only about, like, 8 level 3 armor skills, you're kind of getting to the point, especially with the roster, about to probably more than double, or at least, like, around double. We're gonna have to get to a point where we're about to run the risk of being, like, recycling the same 12 to 15 skills. I think that there's going to be a whole lot more fattiness in what is available on base armor. I think the tier 4 decos on weapons, the combinations are going to be available on that's going to fatten up a lot. I think the repertoire of armor skills available, that's going to have to fatten up. Level 4 decos are also, well, the decos really on armor are pretty consistent from World and Iceborne already. I'm wondering what they're going to do in terms of, like, armor bonuses and how those are going to fit, if they're going to get on, like, tallies and shit like that. Especially if they learn their lesson from the Gogma weapons. But yeah, no, we're about to hit an issue where we don't have enough skills for the amount of armor sets that we want to put out. There's enough right now, but they're gonna have to start to look into really changing some shit up. And then, of course, if the TUs are anything to go off of, the other thing that's gonna be happening, because, like, Seregios has his own passive, GOG has his own passive, Laggy has his own passive, there's all these, like, new passives built in and stuff like that. The amount, I can imagine, even if we don't get Gogma, Ardian back, I think what's probably going to happen is there's still going to be some system by which we're getting set skills on our weapons. That's probably still going to happen to at least like some degree. So you can imagine, right? It might not look exactly like this. I hope it doesn't look exactly like this. I hope we have stuff like this just on... Honestly, just admit, if any developer ever hears this, dude, you want to take like these reinforcement bonuses and these active skills and you want to put them on the weapon tree weapons. Put them on these. So take those bonuses, put them on these. And then what you want to do is learn from probably the best thing that you did in this game and go with the Transcendent system. And like, see, look at this. This is one of the best systems they've ever done. It buffs up the deco slot availability, and all it is, really, it's just part expensive. So, like, hunter symbols, that takes a little bit of work to get. The G. Rathlos certificate, that's like one hunt you have to get through. 2 of those rubies you need to get, that's a little bit of effort, especially if you need to get a stockpile, 2 rubies. This is one of the best things you've ever thought of. Honestly, make it part expensive. If you want to put, like, it's the thing, right? Like, I know they're gonna want to make you roll for something. And honestly, if you want to keep it on, like, tallies and decos, that's probably fine. You know, like, the way that the skill list works in these games, even if you don't get a god tally, the damage to your set of not getting a god tally in a game post-world, with just how skill lists work, that damage has to go down considerably to your build as compared to, like, one of the older games, where, like, a god tally is, like, life and death for a build. It isn't quite as much in this game. But yeah, no, I say like learn from the Transcendent system. The Transcendent system is fucking phenomenal. It is probably the biggest reason that like the Gogma Ardian stuff really didn't kind of like shit on the parade for me for like theory crafting in this game. Like I'm kind of willing to put up with that bullshit for the amount of fun, goofy goober crap that I can make using the Transcendent stuff. Because I think a lot of what, most of what I'm running now is transcendent or transcendable at the very, well, not all of it, but like a lot of this build right now is Deshagama shit, because I wanted the powerhouse ability. So I got powerhouse on the hammer, I got base 2 of these for that power boost, and then I got powerhouse on the Gogma shit. And then just for like the latent power increase, because I'm being taking offset damage and just how the skills panned out on it, I have the beta ray stuff was a little bit better than the gamma ray out stuff for me for this. Main problem is that you can see every monster, so it's not really a surprise anymore. Sci-fi weapons are as endgame, but they aren't the only viable weapons in Iceborne endgame. Yeah, true. Honestly, here's the other thing. If it was just, again, if it wasn't rolls and it was part expensive, yeah, you could have the Gogma stuff, and the Gogma stuff could be really cool. But I guess it's the fact that, like, you can't do any augmentation on the tree weapons in the fucking slightest. It's what you see is what you get, and that's literally it. If you toned down the Gogma shit, and you still wanted to have, like, I don't know, some degree of rolling for whatever, but, like, you just had it set up like, you were fine. Iceborne was fine, right? Iceborne was fine. Sunbreak was better. Sunbreak was definitely better, because it was just tree weapons with augments, and those augments could be pretty expensive, but there was also a lot of, like, just pouring weapons, just pouring anomaly parts in a bin for that kind of shit, with a couple of specific things just to make sure that you were still on level and whatnot. That's still the best one they've ever had, especially, like, modern-wise. Every Risen Elder skill. I imagine we're probably going to get some of them. I hated the augments and curio crafting and Sunbreak. I'm probably the only one, but not that. I can understand curio crafting. I can't understand not liking how augments worked in that game. Augments were... They were expensive, but, like, that's the fucking point. But they were so straightforward, and they were on the tree weapons. Curious crafting on the armor, poo-poo it all day. I get it. I really fucking do. Curious crafting was fucking obnoxious. The way that Sunbreak handled the weapons was perfectly fine. Made an insect glaive build that has 3 different armor set bonuses and it uses transcended pieces. It's not optimal at all, but it's fun. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Transcendence is so fucking fun with the amount of stuff that you can pull off in this game. And who gives a fuck if it's optimal? I was still ripping like pretty fucking good numbers on this build. I have another one. This one I kind of want to finagle around with a little bit. But it's heroics on an HBG. But it's also using Powerhouse as well. I wanted to do like Seregio Shoddy, but with Powerhouse to do, because like HBG has the offset. And the best Dosha armor for the build was honestly the Guardian Dosha stuff, because it built so heavily into heroics. So I transcended a ton of Guardian Doshagama armor. This set's still not like phenomenal or anything, but like it's pretty fucking cool. I gotta tweak the decorations on this one around a little bit. Next on the kill list, let's stick with some top level fanged beasts. Let's do a Jarakan. Yeah, no, if they just drop some of the rolling shit, especially just like get all that like spin to win bullshit off of the weapons, and you're set up to have like so much cool shit. And for wilds, building in wilds could be so fucking fun. And when it's good, it's really good. It's just the audience shit stinks. And like I don't even have like the worst. There's people who have worse times with it than I do. And I still like recognize that just on a kind of like an objective level, it stinks. There's people who have a worse time with it than I do, for sure. Don't make it good. Alright, accept and prep. The offset on the HBG is pretty boss. I need a more thorough explanation besides some weapon trees, kind of pointless in endgame. With the inclusion of layered weapons, why is it such a bad thing the Ardian GOG weapons are the best? So the way I see it, right, part of it kind of is a semantic thing. Because on a subjective level, for some people, it's just not going to hit. The way that I see it, the way that I kind of feel for it, not as volatilely as some people, but the way I kind of see it, right, is generally speaking, like, the monsters have these RNG tables on them for their parts and everything. At one point, that was all that you were really rolling for, was just rolling for part drops on the monster and whatnot. And yeah, no, not everything bore fruit all the time. But at the same time, you know, you're always doing work, it was just a smaller, more reduced RNG table, right? And what you saw was what you got. You had a very, very clear point of progression. And then when you had something like an old school Fatalis Greatsword, or a maxed out Bloodbath Diablos weapon, or a maxed out level Akantor weapon, is like, you know exactly what that person like went through and worked for and grinded for and slugged through. Like, look, the part requirements for like old school Lao weapons and that kind of stuff. It is a lot of effort for like first gen Lao weapons and that kind of stuff. In this one, you get the best stuff in the game kind of by like stockpiling a whole bunch of stuff through very fun gameplay, plugging that into a slot machine, and then just kind of going until you get lucky. And it's just like the satisfaction just kind of goes away. That whole fantasy of actually working towards the weapons that you wanted and making a plan and going for that stuff and just building out and like wearing a trophy from the monsters that you took down and whatnot, that just kind of doesn't really exist anymore if the entirety of the best gear in the game is got off of slots. And again, that is kind of a subjective thing, because if you look at it in terms of what you are, you kind of like zoom out and bird's eye and look at what you're doing. It's not that dissimilar. You're still hunting a bunch of stuff. You're hunting a lot of the toughest stuff in the game. You're working and working. You're building up a resource stockpile, and then you run that stuff through. You earn some really good weapons in the game. You get really good with the game. You get big numbers, better weapons, and all that kind of stuff. And due to the fact that it is kind of on rolls, sometimes it actually saves you a little bit of time. I don't have the most rose-tinted glasses about some of the grind that existed in the older school games. I would say one of my least favorite experiences that I've ever had in Monster Hunter was hardcore part farming on some of the Frontier streams. So, for those of you who don't know, if you're going for like hardcore parts in Frontier, their drop rates are terrible. I think for the most part, they're about 2%. And it's like 2% on target as well. They don't have like any increase on like part breaks or anything like that. It's pretty rough. Like, it's so rough, and they design it to be so rough that you can like get points to just buy them out of the blacksmith and stuff like that. And back when the game was running, you had to like pay real money for those sometimes. And when we were doing on stream, because you can't, obviously the game's dead, the website's dead, you can't pay for them anymore. So you want to get like hardcore points for deco farming. Well, then you just kind of have to run the quest over and over again. So we were going for hardcore red Kezu for some decorations for a build that I was working for. And we had to get the hardcore part off of red Kezu specifically, right? And dude, it sucked because it would take longer from red Kezu being dead than getting back to Mesoporta, locking back in for the next quest, loading up, getting the party together, going back out in the field and finding red Kezu. That whole process was longer than actually fighting red Kezu. And just over and over and over and over and over and over again, you don't get the HC drop, you don't get the HC drop, you don't get the HC drop, you don't get the HC drop. And there was nothing to be gained materialistically, and even just like kind of fight-wise, because you were just doing that quest just to blitz it for the rewards. We just ran red Kezu over and over and over again, and there was nothing to gain from it. I've said this before, but one of the advantages with having these kind of broad table reward systems, that again, I do think that Wilds went too far with, is that it is virtually impossible for any of these quests to not have some kind of material gain on them. Even if you don't get tallies that you exactly need, the buyback for tallies from the melder is pretty fucking cheap. And having these generalized reward tables with like the Ardian drops and the tallies and the decos and the tickets and everything is like, I am not hard locked into... That was sick. Holy shit, I got a KO off of that. That was amazing. I was barely even trying for that. I am not hard locked into fighting hardcore red Kezu, no HC drop. Hardcore red Kezu, no HC drop. Hardcore red Kezu, HC drop. 8 times in a row with nothing to show for it except for a bunch of hardcore, of like regular red Kezu parts that are functionally worthless due to how Frontier's progression worked. That is one of my... If I didn't have Raditz on call with me to like hang out and talk and we were like streaming and whatnot, if I was just doing that by myself... That would be like one of the worst Monster Hunter experiences I've ever had. I was getting miserable by the end of that for just how fucking worthless, what a waste of time that was. That kind of just can't happen anymore, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a happy medium somewhere, because the satisfaction of farming out these weapons that you really want to make and like getting these trophies from these big targets and having direct progression that's really satisfying and knowing where you want to go and having control over the stuff that you have access to and the gear that you're going to be using and the build that you have, and just having so much control loss, that also kind of sucks. So I have played a Monster Hunter with incredible handcuffing, and I have played a Monster Hunter that has way too much open-endedness, and I gotta tell you, both of them kind of stink for different reasons. I've had bad experiences with both of them. So I think that there is absolutely a happy medium. I don't want all of these broad RNG systems to get completely trashed. Because, like what we're doing right now, we did 9-star Dosha a couple of times, and now we're doing 9-star Ajarikon. I'm not really looking for a Jarrakan and Dosha stuff right now, but neither of these hunts have any potential to be materialistically worthless because of tallies. And if we were doing this on 8 stars, we would also be getting shit like, I will say the proof system. They definitely fumbled the proof system by not having the proofs drop with like 9s and 10s and stuff like that. Why is there a red Kezu? Was OG Kezu not inappropriate enough? Oh yeah, no, there's a dog wiener Kezu. Honestly, I will say, red Kezu is a better fight in basically every game that he's in. White Kezu is the albino version. Yeah, it's one of those like old first generation weirdo things they did with monster variations where like the guild theory is that red Kezu is actually the original species and the what is considered the conventional Kezu are red Kezu with albinism that became more populous. That's like old Monster Hunter lore. It's kind of neat. You can meld all the parts you're getting into whatever you feel inclined to do. Oh yeah, no. It is impossible for this quest to be materialistically useless. It is very, very possible for some old Monster Hunter games to have quests that are completely materialistically useless. And I like that about this game quite a bit. It was another thing I liked about the VAT system that Sunbreak had, is just like with the augment system, yes, it asked for a couple of specific parts, but at the same time, basically anything that required anomaly stuff was also asking for just drop a certain value of anomaly parts. I call it like the VAT system, basically, where it doesn't matter what you put in so much as like the numerical level equaled what you were looking for. Like you were tossing a whole bunch of parts in a vat. And basically the way that worked is, yeah, you want to do some specific monsters, but at the same time, if you were just kind of fun running any afflicted monster that you wanted, you would still have anomaly parts that had value. And they would be functional for things like the upgrades, but they would also be viable for things like talismans and that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. I think you do need some stuff like that. I think you need some of those broad reward tables. It's really nice that I can fight this tier 2 Ajarakan, and like I'm materialistically, I'm not really wasting my time. All of these Ajarakan parts are worth something. All of these talismans, even if I don't use them, are worth something. All of this Auracalcite is worth something, and that is the benefit of having the broad stuff. But when it's super broad, like your entire max level, like all of the best weapons in the game effectively are effectively just menus that you're randomly rolling for and have no real say over, that also sucks. That is the point that I'm trying to articulate, basically. Let's see, anything? Nothing crazy. Let's see, Razor Sharpen OX, that's there's just better versions of that. But yeah, that's the point that I'm trying to articulate. We haven't had new gen Red Kezu. Nope. Red Kezu has not been seen since 4 Ultimate. Non-zero chance that the initial idea for Primordial Malzno was sparked by Red Kezu. Melda, yeah, I read that one. If only Kezu had a theme. I'm telling you, dude, the Sarathus invasive theme, it works. I made a video on Overflow showing that it works. Red Kezu would get picked off easy with no camo, yeah. A casino animation for rolling. Yeah, dude, Capcom, at the very least, if I have to roll for all my weapons, give me a big lever to throw at the very least. Feels like there's a theoretical perfect medium between the two. That's just really hard to perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, there, yeah. And I don't need it to be perfect. I don't need it to be perfect. I understand. I understand at this point that they want to have some system to keep the player around and like farm a whole bunch of shit and like roll for some stuff so that you kind of keep sticking around. I would rather things just be very part expensive, but I kind of get it. And like I just said, things being broad and rolling for them, it does have some benefits. But like, don't take the weapons that out of my control. Don't make the weapons that unsatisfying. And give me some more control options. There's a way to do it. Wilds went too far, but that doesn't mean it has zero benefits. There's a fair amount of how reward distribution in this game works that I think is handled pretty well. But there's some really, really big glaring parts where it isn't. In Old Gem, there was always an optimum Ardian allows for customizability, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, there is still kind of a quote-unquote optimal in this as well. But it kind of depends. I try not to poo-poo too much on individuals who are like, I want to be really good at this game. Because, you know, there's two different kinds of people who are like that. There's people who really, really enjoy these games, and they want to be good at them. Not to be better than anybody, but just to be really good. They enjoy being really good at these games. And then there's that guy, right? I had a conversation with my buddy Core about this a couple of times, because, you know, you have some people who like optimize and speedrun and whatnot, and they can get like pretty negative opinions about them every once in a while. Like, some people's like, oh, you just want to be fucking better than everybody, and that's not always the case. But he related it to some experiences that he's had with like Warhammer as well. It's like, yeah, there are people who just want to be really good at the game because they love the game and they love being good at the game. They love figuring out the game. And then there's that guy who has nothing fucking going on in his life and wants to be better at other people at something. So I really try not to poo-poo too much on the experience of individuals. There's like, no, like, I like the math of Monster Hunter. I want my numbers to be as big as they can go. I want to see how much I can push for this. And Wilds is a game that makes it extremely obnoxious and complicated to do that. For that kind of person, I do feel for them. And I don't think they're ever going to get it perfect. But, you know, at the very least, I'd like for their experience to be better. I don't think we're ever going to go to the full reversion of things like second generation, where it's just like, you can just kind of forge everything, basically. I don't think we're ever going back there. We're just not. And you know what? It sucks for certain people. I understand. The second generation games are still great. You can still go play them. I wish they would re-release Freedom Unite and like Freedom 2 and like Freedom 1 and shit like that, but you can still go play them. I'm gonna try hard for sure, but it's not. But it's me versus myself. Exactly. When it's you versus yourself, fucking go for it. Like, do the best that you can. You want to get really good at a game like this, or a game with any kind of like those numerics or anything like that. Fucking do it, dude. Like, I feel like if you put that kind of work in, I know it's like a video game, but then it's at the very least like respectable. But when it's you versus other people, and you're trying to put yourself over other people, and you're that guy, well, then you're a bitch. You're just kind of a bitch. Big numbers go burr. Yeah, no, if that's it, I fucking get it. And I get why this game is frustrating. I totally fucking get it. At the same time, though, me, myself, I'm very much like, oh, I can stack this skill with this skill, and this kind of works with like that, and because of how this weapon kit operates, well, that kind of works fairly well with this, that, and the other thing. Oh, with the Transcendence thing, that means I can boost this up, so now it's like that. And I can just make a whole bunch of like fucking goofy goober like clown shit. And it's fun. It's really fun for me. And that's what I like about the end game in this, when it's good, of course. Because like with this bad boy, is like I got a Doshagama skill on this fucking thing. What do I have? Lord's Fury on... Oh, yeah, I have Lord's Fury on this one to max with, like, the... Actually, got a pretty good roll on that one. I kind of forget what Lord's Fury even fucking does. Attack when inflicted with ailments. Okay. I got that. And then, yeah, no. I got, like, 4 points of attack boost on there for a multiplier. Focus, Slugger, you know, the easy shit. Speed Sharpening for a little bit of convenience. Charge up for hammer attacks. Got some agitator, some latent power because I'm trying to deliberately take offsets, and I'm also not good at this weapon, so I just get hit a lot. Counter-Strike, because that stacks with the offsets. Divine Blessing, because I'm getting hit a lot. Peak Performance, I think, is just like a layabout. Constitution for a little bit of stamina management. Burst, because that little tick of raw is kind of nice. Marathon Runner for a little bit of stamina conservation. Evade Extender for the dodge check. Extended latent power with the raid out stuff, so like the latent power sticks around a little bit longer. And then just a nice big healthy, what is that, like 40 points of raw? 25 points of raw with the power clash. And that gets a little bit of the multiplier with some of the other stuff that I have on. Like, it's just fun. I think that's just really, really fun. Is this the best hammer build in the game? Fucking no. Do I care? No. I can still hit for like 700 damage with this fucking thing. It's fun as shit. And that kind of stuff, super sick. I think that's where this game totally excels. It's just too far in a couple places. And I'd like for that to be rectified. And for the amount of blowback, I'd like to... it's... Realistically speaking, I don't think all of this is going to be, like, gone. I do think it's going to be better. I hope it's going to be better. I might eat crow on that. I really hope I don't. Thankfully... The devs do seem to give a shit. It's I don't always want to be like, oh, the bid for everything to be on tables and for all role. Oh, that's nothing but investors, that nothing but executives. Like that's nothing from on high. I am willing to bet that like the devs made some dumb decisions as well. I don't like everything that Tokida does with Monster Hunter. But I do like a lot of stuff that Tokida does with Monster Hunter as well. Did I just stack that roll twice? Or that roar twice? Hell yeah, I'm the best. Personally, I gladly trade every jackass in this community for people who are willing to teach competent basic set building. I have to imagine we have some people who teach set building pretty well. The only thing is, I bet like the people who are the best at teaching set building are probably not the ones who teach set building, but also have a really big name and personality in the community. I have to imagine we have some people who are pretty fucking good at it, who are pretty good number people. I'll be perfectly honest, it's just not going to be me. The way that my channel has been changing and the way that my interests have changed, my numerical interest in Monster Hunter right now is so much more on monster math than weapon math. Especially due to the fact that as much as we have some people who talk about weapon math in some ways that are dumb, at least we have people who talk about weapon math. Monster math is so not talked about, and that's where my interests are. You're going to be getting a lot of that. As I've just found that like encounter design is a huge passion of mine, especially when I started DMing. I learned that about myself, that like encounter design and the numbers behind that kind of stuff is super interesting. Like enemy design, encounter design, your obstacles and whatnot, and how that all comes together is very fascinating for me. I love talking about it, and the more I've learned about monster math, the more I've been wanting to talk about it. And it's going to be... I think it's probably... As I go and as I really flesh that out, I think in the next couple of years, I think that's a little bit more of what I'm going to be known for, is talking about, like, monster underlying combat design. But in terms of, like, who's actually really good for building sets and, like, player math, I don't know who the best is, and I can tell you it's not going to be me. I can tell you, like, how like, some damage formula stuff works when I'm, like, really confident with it. But in terms of, like, applying that to the best set, I'm not confident in my ability to be the best one to do that. And I'm also not that interested in doing it. So I'm not going to. I would be much more interested in, like, if you want to do this, this, and this, these are the skills that you might want to consider. And this is mine would be more like, it would be less like do this and more like consider this. If I was to ever talk about like builds and whatnot, that would be more the approach. I would not hardline stance that kind of shit. Cause I know a lot of people get that stuff wrong, and I'm not confident that I would be the one to get it right. So I'm not doing it. Like, I don't want to put out like bad information. As is, I try to, when I'm talking about like some of the underlying monster numbers and stuff like that, like, I hope you guys watched and enjoyed the most recent Frontier firsthand I did with Red Lavasioth. There's a lot of numbers on the back end in that video. And I got that proofread from Zevris just to make sure that not only I knew I had the numbers right because I double checked them, but also that I had the interpretation of the numbers right. Because that's one thing, especially if you're talking about the numbers. Like, you got to put the effort in. Like, you need to have some standards. And I'm just like, I'm not 100% certain that if I was to go in and like, this is the best thing, that I would get that right. So like, I'm not going to do it. Mine would always, yeah, no, if I talk about builds at all, it's like, this is what I'm running. I'm having fun with this. This is why I do it. This is what I do. This is how it connects to one another and blah, 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 blah. I'd just be super upfront about it. Would recommend taking off guard up entirely, but ultimate you gotta play the way you want to play. Yeah. The other thing is like matchup dependent. For weapons that are very skill hungry, that doesn't mean you necessarily need like all of their core skills for every engagement. Never read the theory on that design element, but encounter design is very important and can rely on more than just the enemy. Yeah. Set building should not require me to have Google open. While your stream is lagging. Professor Connor era. Dude, I gotta tell you. I'd watched that Frontier firsthand video that I just did, the most recent core upload on the main channel. The back end of that is like all numbers, and then like these are the monsters' numbers, so like this is what you might want to throw at them. And then I did a little bit of testing with it. I'm like, fuck, this is kind of fun. And I'm not gonna say that I'm like I fought it the best or used the best setup or anything like that. Like, these are the numbers. This is my interpretation. I implore you to interpret in the way that you interpret it. Think. Thinking about making a series of this is how I'd fix this monster on my YT channel. As you said, it can be a lot of back-end numbers. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. Dude, the video that I'm putting out tomorrow or Monday, probably, hopefully tomorrow, it doesn't have, like, a ton of numbers in it, but numbers are important in it for the monster rework. We kind of smoked that Omega. Good shit. Poverty set would probably be better for any equipment that acquires gems. I think I'm gotta provide something even without its core effects. Now, so it's not literally useless against non-unblockables anymore. It's just fine to have it on. Yeah, again, it kind of depends. Depends what you're throwing it at. Let's see. But yeah, no, what is that? Subpar Citrus. I do not need to be the only guy who talks about doing monster reworks. Because, like, the super interesting thing about that is everybody's going to have a different opinion about how they do it. So if that's something that you would want to do, fucking go for it. I am more than happy to have other people do, like, monster rework content. Because that's kind of an untapped mine. And I'll tell you, when I do those videos, my audience tends to really like it. It's not like the most viewed thing on the channel, but people really like that series on a conceptual level. That Monoblos rework video I did last year. Very happy with. As for being a tryhard or elitist, people can play the games however they want, as long as they have fun. But when they ask, why can't I get a free challenge A rank, it's a different story. Oh yeah, no, you still gotta earn that shit. That's why I'm alright with sticking with weekly shorts about my thoughts and opinions on monsters. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. It's where I'm leaning towards, since I've already got my foot in the door with my monster reviews. Gotcha. Got cooked? Oh, yeah. If we're doing... I've never done Zoe with Hammer before. I'd probably want to do... The Swax build is the one I built. Yeah, I'll swap over. Fuck it. I like that. I like that Zoshia fight quite a bit. We'll swap over. This Swax was much more built for... Yeah, there we go. Angel Bane. I love the fucking nerd names that I have for these things. Angel Bane for Zoe, Bolt Bane, Extinction Bane. I love these. I love making dork names for my builds. It's so fun. Is anyone else getting these weird-ass tiny buffets? Not to self-promote. No, you're fine. Just don't be obnoxious about it. Don't, like, fucking spam your links. Actually, I don't think you can post links because you're not a mod. But, like, as long as you're not, like, spamming about it, you're happy, you're willing to talk about your content. There's a difference between, like, talking about the passions of the stuff that you make and, like, your own interpretations and, like, I'm on this channel! It's so different. Like, you're good. I didn't know you made stuff, so I might have to take a look. Double counter thrust, you use a charge counter and let go right before the monster attack. DCT will true parry, you take no chip damage, no stamina. Parries through unblockables. Wow, real shit. I'm gonna have to... I know Lance got buffed a couple of times since I last played. I'm gonna have to fucking learn how Lance works in this game. I'm on my phone and it's usually fine. You checked your internet connection, minus that, but no. I'll watch on my phone for a moment and see if anything happens. Make Vespoid Queen an invader and have her send her swarm like that one panel of Thrag. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, it could be a your end thing, unfortunately. Yeah. Let's see. Post prep. Let me teach you, Lance. We'll have to. We'll have to at some point. Maybe after we do the Fashion Hunter thing, we can have like a full, like, proper collab stream over Wilds if we have time for it. You can show me the Lance tech that I'm not super versed on because I haven't played it as much in this game. I'd be down for that. Because what you just described sounds sick as shit. They added a lot of really neat things. The fact that the... What is it? Like the hunting horn poke is effectively like the tackle for greatsword is so crazy. I've got that to proc like once or twice. Super sick. By the way, my Insect Glaive build is G Ebony Helm, G Fulgur Mail, Gog Van Braces, Dosha Coil, Gog Greaves. Give me Burst Boost, Second Wind, and Powerhouse. It slaps. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Is that the best thing that you can do for Glaive? Probably not. Does that sound fucking sick as shit? Yeah. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to try that. That sounds dope as fuck, actually. All that shit on Glaive. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier, man. That is where this game is so fucking cool. When it gets it right, fuck, this game is so cool to make shit in. Fuck, it's so cool to make shit in. It's just like the weaknesses are kind of chunky. And that's unfortunate. But the cool shit is cool enough that, like, I keep playing and I keep coming back. Might try updating the app if it needs it. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see anything on my phone, and I'm not getting it from anybody else, so... Fortunately for the stream overall, it might just be on you. Kind of perfected the art of poke in this game. The two different versions now have actual tech beyond just poke high and poke mid. Fuck, dude, I'm gonna have to get back into this weapon. Because I love Lance. Gun Lance is just so fucking cool in this game. That's where my Lance time has been. It doesn't require a roll cancel either. Just a Mighty Charm 3. Tough. Oh, it doesn't require a roll charm either. Why did I read roll cancel? Alright, time to fucking learn how Switch Axe works in this game. Not gonna lie, totally forgot. You ain't quite SB Swax, but this one's still pretty fucking good. Ow. Oh boy. Dual Blade mains, Gun Lance mains, getting buffed in this game. There's so many weapons with such awesome shit. It's so sick. So the weapons do such awesome stuff in this game, man. Ow. Ah. Ah. Leave me alone. Oh, shit. Oh, this fight's so fucking cool. I'm gonna be a real chat. I'm kind of glad I took a couple month break from this game, because now I'm just coming back into it, and it's like, fuck, this is fun. Fuck, this is cool. I like this game a lot, actually. Even though I'm kind of playing like shit, I'm having a really good time. Get that. Really wish they brought insert block into this game. It would have been way addicted to it. That's honestly, if insta block was in this game, it probably would have taken me off of Gun Lance. I do not know why insta block is not in this game. Prayers in the chat for insta block in the Wilds expansion. If I have to wait, I have to wait. But please, especially in this game, why is it not in this game, bro? If Lance gets access to shield tackle in Wilds, everyone will poke. The other thing I miss about Sunbreak, man, the fact that I could go from SAED directly into like the descending swords, whatever the fucking descending sword strike is, that silk bind that you get at like the start of the game. The fact that I could combo those two together is so sick. Sunbreak Swag's still definitely my favorite. Yeah, I knew I was going to get bonked by that one. Yeah, powder. Oh, that saved Raph. Oh, thank God. I think... Lanta is such a simple combo, it's almost poetic. Yeah, but I don't know. That's kind of the beauty of it, in a way. Ow. Robbed, I tell you? Oh, yeah. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Shit. I think I staggered the... I wanted to go for the parry, but I think I staggered the R2 and the triangle press. That sucks. Bro, just get good. I'm trying, man. I'm also trying to be entertaining because I don't have a backing cast to help me. Honestly, I love having the boys with me. It's great. Sometimes I do like the ones where it's just me. Because I feel like there's a... Like, the dynamic is between, like, you and me as an audience and a streamer. When it's me and the guys, the dynamic is usually, like, myself and the guys. And chat usually kind of third wheels it. Like, we're usually interacting with each other and not as much with the chat. And sometimes that leads to a little bit of dead air. But since I'm having a conversation with you and there's nobody that can talk over me, I can kind of just keep going. There is a merit to being me just by myself. As much as I do think the group dynamic and everything like that is a big reason why these streams are so special. I don't mind having some to myself. Not a non-zero chance to finally do a multi-headed monster this time. Technology-wise, they're definitely there. Felted? Yeah. Yeah. He's felted. He's rusty. He doesn't know how switch hacks and wilds works anymore. Those guys are fucking funny. Capcom, bring us back Energy Blade for the Charge Blade of My Life Is Yours. That would be sick, actually. I thought I just died. I heard that impact on my life flash before my eyes. Gimme. Ow! Uh-oh. Thank you for the heal. Yeah, let me return that favor to Squid. Thanks, that helped. Double counter thrust propaganda? Oh, I'm gonna need to learn this. This sounds so fun. Really wish we got a new Satisfy a Bleed. I think as it stands, we only have Slime and Poison. It would be very nice to round out the statuses, I'm saying. Hang on. As it stands, we only have Slime and Poison. Round out the statuses. Bleed would be an interesting one. I wonder how they would do it. I guess maybe they could do it, because the way Stories 3 does it is if you get Bleed to hit, then the next attack does double, just like flat out double damage. I don't know how that translates to a real-time action combat game as opposed to a turn-based combat game, though. There might be a way to do it, but like if like it's just your next hit does double damage, well then, I don't know, that'd have to proc fairly quick, I suppose, because if you're just doing dual blades, I mean, that's not, no, that would stack with dualies. That would still, it'd still definitely be useful. But, like, how often are you getting that also? Something to think about. That'd be a difficult thing to balance. Pop. Now. Give me Lance Heal from Frontier. Oh, I don't think they would ever do Frontier Lance Heal in this game. Are you kidding me? That's fuck busted. Well, I mean, to be fair, we do have shit like health augments and whatnot. But that, like, you basically get, like, a free Dust of Life in that game if you block enough attacks is crazy. Bring Geismagoran back for the funny. I ain't gonna fucking complain. Ah, fuck. Damn, I was just dusted too. Ah, it sucks. I was just doing that, like, preemptively. Using Swax and Seregios a bit. The matchup is fantastic. I can only imagine it is. I still love him versus Bo because basically every mistake is death, and it's so exhilarating. But I can only imagine how fun Swax is against Seregios in this game. Gunlance against Seregios, also pretty fucking good. Ooh, definitely don't want Dragon Blight for this fight. Shit. Guard heal Lance and Wilds would be insane. Lance and Frontier is really good. It's a very fun incarnation of the weapon. A little limited just because of some second generation isms, but if you put some of Frontier Lance tech on like modern Lance, oh my god, you would be a monster. The quad pokes, the retreating dash poke on that thing. The fact that thing has iframes too is bananas. It's so fun. Yeah, no, and the block buffs really cool. I stopped reading chat while I'm trying to fight the amalgamated monstrosity dragon. You just look at me. Let them do damage. You look at me. Oh. Yep, just keep looking at me. Going right into that. Where's his face? In. 546. We love big number. Random idea, the shield attack from... hang on, I think I got my... Shield attack from guard dash should be a block parry. Oh, that'd be cracked. Alright. No skull yet, so I gotta play it. Good flinch. Nice, nice, well done. That upswing would have been nice a couple seconds earlier. Shit, I'm out of group heals. Two. Gimme, 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 gimme. Boom, boom. Boom. Alright, that's the last one. Do we have the other? No, we don't. Okay. You missed Clutch Claw, but not the Clagger? I can't say it. Oh, God, fuck. I did not think that was going to hit him like that. My bad, sorry. Should have been reading chat. Much closer on that run, though. Definitely had that. I just had I got in too close. I should have been hitting on other parts of the tail for that. Miss Clutch Claw wounds are ass. I like wounds more than Clutch Claw. I'm going to be real with you, brother. I'm not the biggest fan of the wound closing attacks, but I will take wounds over Claw any day. Wounds are peak, wound closes are ass. I agree. Yep, I 100% agree. Post and prep. Felix, Shara, Ishvalda, and Dalamadur. Let's see. Both have a lot of potential in the game with wire bugs. Oh, yeah. I think they have potential in the game with wire bugs. I think they have potential in the game with sacrets. I think being able to run along the back of a giant monster with a sacred could be really sick. My Lance counter Clutch Claw. I'm not saying that move is bad. I prefer what wounds do for the monster statistics compared to what the Clutch Claw does. If they kept that attack, I would be perfectly fine if they did like Clutch Claw. Clutch Claw attacks, I think in general would be fine to keep, but like the whole that wounding mechanic, I don't like it. I know, yeah. And the whole loop that it led to, and the way that it fucking did a whole ton of build strangulation and tactical strangulation. Clutch Claw had a lot of really fun shit on top of it, but as a sum total package, it was a gigantic cannibalistic mess that reflected just how fucking layered on top of one another a lot of the mechanics in that game were, and how they just devoured one another. Wounds do not have that problem. The wound closers are stupid. Well, stupid. Yeah, they're not great. I don't like the wound closers. A lot of the individual, like, Clutch Claw attacks, like grappling onto the monster and doing damage like that, pretty good. But, like, yeah, no, the way they had to, like, compensate for things, it just wound up, like, stacking on top of one another. And your, like, optimal path for initiating your quests and, like, the things that you wanted to be bringing with you, Clutch Claw led to just so much fucking strangulation. I'd like aspects of it back, but not in the form that it was. And in most cases, wounds have trounced it. Tenderizing was great when you weren't trying to play optimally. Also, you don't need to tenderize the whole monster, just the part you were targeting. There was things about it, right? Like, honestly, a big thing is that, I think Rocksteady Mantle and Temporal Mantle and how they functioned along with it. I made a whole fucking video about this. It's in the world review. But, like, the way that the Clutch Claw and the Tenderizing worked, how it messed with the pre-existing hit zones, and how how it messed around with how Agitator worked, and then how that worked around with the Temporal Mantle and the Rocksteady Mantle, and how, like, the hitbox effects and, like, what attacks affected you on what parts of the body were really inconsistent with the information being communicated. There was so much, like, fucking overlapping and strangling, and yeah, no. So much railroading in the gameplay. And again, you don't have to play like that. That was another big point I made in that video. You don't have to play like that. But just in terms of a sum total of the amount of shit that Clutch Claw had this domino effect on, if you wanted to, like, engage with it in a way that was particularly optimal, yeah, that mechanic was really, really, really rough. The only real win of wounds was the numbers imbalance at launch in the early game. I need to have a long talk with whoever made it auto-trip Lala every time a wound popped. Yeah, no, it's the thing with the wound closers, right? And like the automatic staggers that come with, and I bet you they don't actually impact the pre-existing stagger limits as well. That led to like chain flinches and a whole bunch of shit like that. They can be a bit of a boon at top level. It is really nice to be able to get that stagger on like a really powerful monster attack. But if you had to work for it, I feel like that would be even more satisfying. Like, yeah, you can get this wound pop and get like a really consistent stagger to block out a monster move. But you do have to put on the pressure and like hit its limit and be able to pop it. And again, I don't think getting the stagger on a wound closing also procs eliminates build up on an already existing stagger limit. So that's a whole big thing in especially the early game when things were not balanced well. Even with no prior experience in Monster Hunter, I thought that was dumb. Seeing a tempered wound is like a godsend sometimes. Yeah, no, they feel much better the way they've eventually got balanced. They were overtuned in the beginning, for sure. They feel a lot better now as they act in saving graces, but I think if you had to earn them a little bit better and be a little bit more better prepared with them and whatnot, I just think, like, yeah. I would take wounds again. I would not take wound closers again. Hate the Silkbind. Stupidest mechanic ever. Locking some of your strongest options behind a timer is stupid. The mobility was fun, though. There's stupider mechanics in Rise than Silkbinds. I don't know about that. And yeah, there is a timer, but there's also like 3 different ways to make that timer go away, and they're not very expensive to get with. I mean, there's the Kashala stuff, but like Wirebug Whisper is super fucking cheap to get in, and then those things are all over the place. The other thing I think, like, that Silkbinds are particularly much better over Hunter Arts is, like, the fact that the cooldown is dramatically lower, that there's a little bit more room for the resources with them, because not all of them are going to cost 2. And the way that they actually, almost all of them have some form of flow into combo structure with the other weapon moves, or they can be flowed into or flowed out of. They work in a whole lot better. The cooldown is a good chunk more accessible. They feel a whole lot like with this. The Silkbinds are pretty fun, but it's really like my bar charged up and now I get to ult and do like my big funny flashy attack. Whereas the Silkbinds, the way like their recovery time as well as their resource usage as well as animation commitment to go into and out of them, they feel so much more actually baked into the combat and baked into the kit, and they feel like real move attacks rather than just like an ult on a meter that you're going to be doing. That's why I think I like Silkbinds substantially more than I like Hunter Arts. They feel like they are way more part of the move kit. And it's pretty inexpensive to make them consistent. Locking strongest moves behind the timer is stupid. Looks at Wyvern Fire. Yeah. Like I said, you find one of like the 60 of those Wirebug pickups and you Honestly, you get like the increased recovery on Wirebug Whisperer 1. It is extremely cheap to keep your resources up for that. I think Wirebug 3 is still really nice. You get the increased recovery time on ground. It's very cheap to keep that timer up. And well, yeah, like I said, the integration is really, really, really nice. Hard disagree. They feel like the Hunter Art's on a timer, but now they're optimal for some weapons. Yeah, but you also use them extraordinarily consistently. If I have Wirebug Whisperer 1, and I don't even have, like, the extra pickup, or I don't have 3, or I don't have Kushala, I still am almost never starving for Wirebug. One singular skill. One singular skill point, and I don't feel like I'm starving for Silk Binds. And I can get it even cheaper than that without it being, like, that difficult. So, no, the integration into the combat is perfectly fine. You'd have to wait, like, a teeny tiny bit. But usually, honestly, in the time that you fire off a Silkbind attack and then usually go into the Silkbind attack, the animation procs, you go through the animation, and then you are going through that and then using the animation follow through to go in with like the rest of the potential combo, because almost all of them have lead-ins to other strings. You have half of that one single individual bug back. Wirebug Whisper, Kushala Blessing, Frenzied Bloodlust, picking up a Wirebug, simply playing cooler, take your pick. Oh yeah, no, the ease of access you have to them is crazy. And like I said, Wirebug Whisperer 1, and you're still just you're generally good. You want to do all that extra shit? You're cracked. You always have them. Ten-star Zoe is destroying everyone. Yeah. Definitely does not help that I am talking a bunch, but whatever. I like this fight and I'm having fun. Hunter Arts are also on a timer, aren't they? They are, yes. They're also, generally speaking, they're on a longer one. The other thing that you have with Hunter Arts, there are skills to increase their recovery rates. There is Striker Style, which increases their recovery rates. One thing I will say I think is a major blemish on Hunter Arts is that they have very specific attacks that have higher recovery on that SR gauge than other attacks. So, like, Striker Lance is incredibly effective because of the amount of stuff that you have on it. At the same time, though, if you play Striker Lance, basically all you kind of do is just initiate the Lance charge and go right into the Lance finisher. Sunbreak doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, but you see Hunter Arts are old, in parentheses good, and Silkbinds are bad, in parentheses new. Fair. Stupid death. I thought it was on the ground, safe. I was staggered. It's alright. It's a tough fight. Stupid deaths happen. Hunter Arts are on a longer timer, but they encourage aggressive play because attacking makes them come back faster. Yeah, no, dude, I am not saying that Hunter Arts are shit. I just think that there's a lot of improvements that Silkbind's made over them. I get these pros and cons, advantages and drawbacks. I do not think that Hunter Arts are shit. I just think that their integration is much better. And it feels a lot less. It feels more like an expansion of the combat than it feels like doing an ult. And I like that better. Charge loops were so ridiculous, and they were a massive tripping hazard. Have Rise and have yet to touch it yet. Would recommend. Don't hate Silkbinds at all. I just big prefer Hunter Arts because of the funny bullshit I can pull off with aerial style. Yeah, dude. That's fair. Again, I ain't here to trash GU. GU's awesome. GU's got a lot of cool shit. GU's got a lot of wacky, customizable shit. Hunter arts are not dog shit. But there's a lot of reasons why I think Silkbinds are a little bit better. That's it. Spirit Birds can go to hell. Oh, yeah. No, I think the Spirit Birds are probably my single least favorite Monster Hunter mechanic. Kind of a weird take for that to be your single least favorite, but it's mine. I'll take a whole bunch of wacky, weirdly structured, over-thought-out combat mechanics over Spirit Birds any day. Someone who's not very far into it and trying to pick it up, Aerial Charge Blade, I was having a blast. Aerial in general is really funny. I don't think it's the best option, but it's just funny, and it's just fun. Give me that. Gimme. I want to do the Silkbind drop so fucking bad, but it's not in this game. GU's biggest issue is being Switch exclusive. Yeah. Yeah, basically. I can agree with that. I gotcha. Yep. Do your shit. Do I have... I do. Just ran right into that. Talked about this a bit in VC. I'm slowly realizing I just like Switch Axe more in this game than Charge Blade. I can agree with that. I did recently pick up Charge Blade more. This is the game that really got me to start guard pointing correctly. And I appreciate it for that. Because guard pointing is just like a little bit... Not to say it's more woven into shit in this game. You need it for like the full SAED. So it kind of like forced me to learn guard pointing. I'm like, damn, I've been missing out. Love Skyward Thrust. Skyward Thrust is fun. Corkscrew Jab was another fun one. Getting a full corkscrew jab after you add like a yellow charge on Anchor Rage. That was almost like a guaranteed stagger no matter where you hit. That thing did damage. CB suffers from not having a 0 to 100 wind up in SAD IMO except the specific conditions. Same with the Savage Axe, but that's more manageable. Yeah, I will say, the fact that I'm kind of forced to guard point in, and like, okay, this attack is safe for me to guard point to SAED, this attack isn't safe for me to guard point into SAED. That was fun for me to learn. I did a lot of practice with Mizu for like guard point into SAED, and had a blast with that in this game. Very, very fun matchup. Wild CB feels so off with Savage Axe being tied to wounds and gauge. I can agree with that, yeah. Sure. Okay, yeah. Oh, Raph. I gotcha. in the eye. Oh. Shit. Group heal would be nice, thank you. Big guy fucking wants me right now. Holy shit. See, this is what I was talking about earlier with Dosha. Like the lack of gap between the attack animations, the fluidity. It's also nice, a bunch of big giant attacks with a whole bunch of openings. Really good multiplayer fight, but he just kind of fucking schmoves and oh, it's good. I like his aggression a lot. 10 stars though is awesome. Does give you some downtime though. But yeah, no, when he really gets moving and really starts threading his shit together, it's aggression that works really well in this game. Good stun. Gotta keep in mind for me, I don't really play Switch Axe at all. CB is my secondary weapon in Wilds and my main for 4th generation. Gotcha. Switch Axe is definitely really fun in this game. Not my favorite version of the weapon, but I do like it quite a bit. Its defensive tools are a fucking blast. Alright, I want to get lazy killed by this burst again. Ah, shit, did that kill Blast? Damn, that sucks. Guard point SAD doing less damage is stupid, and if they fix it, I feel less annoyed for the weapon in Wilds. Okay, I guess I didn't know exactly how the move was balanced. I was having fun with it, just kind of in terms of just playability. But if it's balanced badly, that's perfectly valid to be annoyed with it. That's one thing I've never been super interested in, like the weapon attack balancing all that much, and like what's the optional or optimal move to be using. That I don't think you're ever really gonna make me super care about that. But like if that's a legitimate problem, then hey, you know, fair enough. Fuck. Oh boy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I think I might have just got blast killed. Dude, those fucking paw combos. You think you're... Brother's on some fucking Thunderlord Xeno shit. Did he whiff? Huh. That was weird. Good, good. Thunderlord Xeno is up there with Lucent Nergigante. To be fair to me, I didn't mean Xeno, Xeno, I meant Zino. Thunderlord Xenoger. Been recently realizing how bad I am at fighting Xenoger. Also reminded me how good I am at Thunderlord. Huh. Ow. Ah, that clipped me. Shit. Alright, we do have a second rock if we can try and drop it on him. Let's see. I get Nettle with weapon move balance when it doesn't really make sense, like how performance beats are less damage than spinning encores, so they don't have a use case in higher commitments. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right, we got is that gonna? Oh, thank God. Dweeby probably isn't here and talking to the void. Might be on a quest, might have left. I don't know. If she said goodbye, I didn't see it. Maybe she's hunting right now. I don't know. Careful, careful. Oh, boy. Son of a bitch. You gotta be really careful about Superman dodging against this guy. He's, like, programmed to be able to counter that shit. I'm going to make sure I have my group heals restocked because that's last life, and I really don't want anybody to get clipped and fucking die. For most of the Savage Axe cannibalizing the rest of the moveset in World especially. Try and put everybody at full. There we go. Athena's fine. Alright, we're good. Yeah, I see someone else is going for the same strat. Try to get another mount. Oh, son of a bitch. That didn't hurt that bad. That was going to be able to jump over that fireball. And that would be huge right now. Dude, I'm like clenching my teeth every time I like overcommit on something.
that it? Awesome. Right, careful not to get hit with the flails. Good, 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 good. Chain flinch, yeah. Whew! Ah, that quest makes me sweat every time. What a great way to buff up the final boss of the game. I'm so glad. This fight's fucking tough, but I really like it. Gonna play through all of Rise before. Blah, blah, blah. It's entirely true, but I feel like the Wilds was mainly built around solo combat-wise. In some regards, in other... there's some fights that feel like they're a little bit more multiplayer. There's some mechanics that feel like they're a little bit more single-player. I think it very much depends. Gog, Xeno, Safi, Shara, Guys, and Zoe are all in the Gore Skeleton. I think we've had enough big boss dragons on that rig. Latron's the only mainline final boss on the Kashala rig. I can agree with that. Yeah. Got some Time Warns, Battle Tempered Emblems. Nice, 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 nice. Let me see here. Let's see. Normal shots and a convert element. Interesting. Fire attack, load shells, and heroics. Crit states and thunder attack. No. Yeah, botanist. Nothing great in that hall. Primordial is so good. I need him in more MH games. I'd take it. Yeah. Got an amazing kill shot. Nice. Made us work for it. He usually does. That's a good challenge. Okay. I am going to pee. I should be back in like 2 minutes or some shit. Alright, I'm back. Alrighty. What did I miss? Hi, Austin. I see you. Have to entertain ourselves. Won't be on tonight. We'll be back for next week's Rise. Okay. Yeah, I knew you were busy tonight. I didn't know if you maybe wanted to hop on, like, after your family stuff, but if you don't, if you're either too busy or not in the mood, that is perfectly fine. Talking about Austin getting GU. Interesting thing, Austin. I don't know, like, how capable your, like, PC ability is at the moment. If you have, like, a laptop or, like, an actual PC. I kind of forget what you said you had at the moment. I haven't looked into it myself yet, but some of the guys and I, well, a bunch of the other guys I hang out with have GU emulated, like on PC, just so like it runs better. You can like use a controller and it's not on the fucking Switch. One of the guys sent me the setup stuff. I haven't had time to look into it yet, but I'm probably gonna be emulating GU at some point. I know Sam wants to get a laptop after he's like saved up some money from work, and I know for a fact you can run GU at like fucking 60 frames on like a water skin. That might be the move. That might be the move. I kind of forget like what your PC ability is, but like if it's literally anything, we might be able to emulate GU so we don't have to play it on Switch. I have a tower, but IDK how capable it is. From what I have heard, you can play GU on a bowl of mashed potatoes. So something to look into. Was gone for 2 hours, failing a final Spanish final. What happened? Beat 10 stars Oshia. That happened. Let's see. Generations was built to run on a 3DS. You'd be fine. Wanted to buy some gaming PC and just went with like some office PC, but it does run Helldivers really shitty. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the PC market is like the PC component market is garbage right now. But if we were to do PC for the purposes of emulating older Monster Hunter games, these things were built to run on like the PSP and the 3DS. So with like the right setting tweaks and everything, probably perfectly functional. Something to look into. But, worth mentioning. Only time I want to play GU is with friends. I kind of get that, yeah. I played GU for, pretty much by myself for a while, and it's why I didn't get, like, super deep into it. I didn't have anybody to play with. Nobody really wanted to play it. Alright. I want to go back to the hammer. And I know which monster I want to practice hammer against some more. Because I like the matchup, I'm just not great at it. So I apologize for deaths. No, not that one. Because that build is not very good. We'll keep the Dosha Crasher. Make sure I'm topped off on items. I'd play GU with the boys. Yeah, it'd either be like dust off the switches and... Actually, no, I think there's an extension that I can... One way or the other, if we did want to do GU, I would either get an adapter that I can play GU with a DualShock on my Switch, or I'd emulate it, because I am not starting GU over with Joy-Cons, or I'm going to rip my spinal cord out of my body live on stream. Get the Bone Boys in full of GU. Yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be like dust off the switch or 97.6 of the Bone Boys play Rise. GU's for special occasions. I'm tired of paying $20 a year for Nintendo Online. That's very fair also, yeah. Honestly, it's probably the only reason I pay Nintendo Online right now is for GU. Maybe emulating is the way to go then. Alright, we're gonna do... These roots run deep. 80 Duna. Connor's face reveal is him ripping his own head off instead of using Joy-Cons again. Yeah. The first time you see my face is when I'm doing a Mortal Kombat fatality on myself because I hate Joy-Cons that much. I'd rather just save, edit what I need on GU, and just play for fun. Still ready to help you set up the GU whenever. Yeah, I know. You sent me over all this stuff. I need time. Like, I really want to get this video. I want to get my videos done, is the big thing. And, like, usually getting the emulator set up, I know it's not going to take very long. It just kind of gets back-shifted into, like, priority 6 or something like that. Try with the Wiimote. Honestly, I'd do that over Joy-Cons. I'm going to be perfectly for real with you. 190 tickets down the hatch. Nice, cool 425 nourishing asterisks to show for it. Hell yeah. The only thing I emulate is Pokemon on my phone. Valid. Yeah, I know emulators like a little bit now. A little bit better. I won't say I'm like proficient with them. There's still probably a whole bunch of like setting shit. Honestly, the next time I want to play Tri-Kerm, I should probably like pull up the Dolphin emulator on like a screen share. And you can probably show me a couple things to get it to perform better or look better or anything like that. That'd be worth doing. But that is not something for today. Here's a long shot. Does anyone want to play Ultimate Chicken Horse? Dude, so I've been talking kind of with some of the Bone Boys, but also with the B Team guys. I would love to do more kind of like 1 to 2 off like party games with them. I've tossed out Ultimate Chicken Horse a couple of times. I love Ultimate Chicken Horse. I forget the name of it. Nate would probably remember, but there's a game that's basically Ultimate Chicken Horse, but it's like fucking Hot Wheels. And you just make like a car track and race cars against one another. I'd stream that for a day. Yeah, I would like to branch out and do more party games on stream with the guys. Use Delta on my phone. Nice mount. Make Way? Yeah. Make Way, that's the game. He sent me, I think, Blarg playing Make Way with, like, Smitty. And then Nate bought it. We played it a couple of times. Can attest, Make Way slaps. I would play Make Way on stream in a fucking heartbeat. Bink, bink, bink. Go get a Pro Controller? I don't like Pro Controllers either. They're better, but I don't like them. The buttons are staggered weird, and the plastic feels wicked cheap. I'm not a big fan of Pro Controllers. I will buy an... Honestly, the other thing, Raditz, it would be way cheaper for me to buy an adapter than it would be to buy a Pro Controller. Controllers are so much money. That adapter's got to be like tens of dollars less than buying a Pro Controller. Someone is fucking charcoal grilling something. I can smell it. I don't know if that's out my window or downstairs. It smells fantastic. It's like someone's making brisket, but it's like 9:30. Either that or like the house is burning down. It smells so smoky. I don't see fire out my window. Well, the fire alarms aren't going off, so I don't think my house is on fire. I don't know why it smells so smoky. Oh, you know, my parents might be doing like a fire outside. Maybe? I don't know. I literally have a Pro Controller. What are you gonna mail it to me? What are you talking about? It's raining, so unlikely. I don't know. This is how Connor's house burns down in stream. That or I'm having a stroke. And I can feel my hands, so I don't think I'm having a stroke. I'm also 28. So again, I don't think I'm having a stroke. I got mine for 30 bucks and there's no drift tech in it. Yeah, the adapter's still going to be cheaper and I still don't love Pro controllers. The DualShock's still better and I own a DualShock. I'm not buying one. PSA, do not have a stroke. I fucking hope not. That's how my grandfather died. I'm still talking cohesively, and I can feel my hands, and I'm not trembling. So, yeah, no stroke. Gas leak check. Well, it smells smoky. Again, I have my window wide open, so I don't know if it's anything from, like, down the street. I was talking to my sister. Well, I'm glad I got to yell at you anyway. Ow. He probably wanted to be yelled at anyway. Yeah, he probably gets off to it. He got attention from his streamer, man, today. Makes him happy. Ah, I probably would have had that one. I shouldn't get paralyzed, dang. I'm not gonna have enough time. Hell yeah. Big bitch got fucking trounced. That AT fight's good. Internet says chemicals burning in rubber smoke cause... Nurse father said peanut butter, so okay. If you can smell anything, you're stroking out, apparently. Well, it just means that there's something smoky somewhere. Yeah. I'm not convulsing on the floor My house isn't getting hotter and the fire alarm isn't going off, so I don't think it's anything that serious. That went well. Connor's dying? Dang. We smoked Uth? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Dole out your will on stream. Alright. We'll auction it. Who wants... okay. So if I'm dying on stream, quick, before I die, who in chat wants my SH Monster Arts 1954 Gojira figure? Who wants that one? We'll do an auction for it. Got both rare materials from her, nice. If Connor dies, I call the Lavasioth video. I'll take it. Alright, Blast got it first. Can I get the pickles in your fridge? Oh, here's Zenogre. Alright, Nate gets the Zenogre. Blast gets the Godzilla. Alright, let's see. I'm just looking around like shit in my room. It's a bunch of fucking figures. I will take everything. Oh, you heard it. You hear it here first, guys. Blast circumnavigated and broke the rules. He gets everything I own. I'll pay 200 for it. I call dibs on his rain save file. I'll finally move it to renewal like a good father. Me, because I don't want Raditz to have it. I can't. I gotta grind PS5, rise to master rank. Can I get the channel? I take the dog. Oh, well, you're gonna... Okay, if you want to deal with my 16-year-old dog. I outbid... Oh, no. Guys, no. Don't. Do not. Don't. Oh, God. Thank you for the 5. I should not have said we were gonna auction this. Oh, my God, guys. I don't want anything in your cringe room. I want the food in your kitchen. Let's see. What's in my fridge? Oh, boy. There's, like, half a thing of tortellini. There's half a thing of, like, chicken. There's, like, some, like, pre-cooked chicken breasts that are pretty good. There's, like, a pre-cooked teriyaki steak in there that's good. Some uncooked chicken wings. There's, like, a fucking ton of condiments and seasonings. Let's see. What else is in my fridge? I'm turning this channel into a Sekiro channel. May I have your mind? You mean the brain that had a stroke? Sure, if you want it. I brought this upon myself. I suppose I did. Thank you for the 20 blast. I'll take your spice rack. There's some good stuff in there. I offer up the the seasonings that my parents bought. Take the pasta and the steak. What about the freezer? What's in the freezer? Not a lot. Not a lot. There's not a lot of shit in the freezer. I think there's some cinnamon rolls from Christmas that like there's some Cinnabon, I think, that's just been in the freezer that my neighbors bought, but my parents eat, like, super healthy and just never open them, so if you want, like, a whole thing of cinnamon rolls. Thank you for the 21, Pecco. Gimme. Now, according to my calculations, Raditz will donate $300 without shame in front of his sister. Like, that's a normal thing to do. Fortunately for Raditz, I think he just left. Yeah, so I'm not making $5,000 off of this stream. Listening while doing my parasitology, making my dieting ass hungry. Sorry, buddy. Dude, I feel ya. I am also eating healthier. Any frozen desserts? Yeah, like I said. I want the screws in my desk. You guys can have the rest of the desk. Alright, there's like 3 people fighting over the cinnamon rolls. I'll pull some strings, contact a fae. Your humor must be archived and preserved. Are you gonna get me in like a fucking jar? Alrighty. You guys are silly. Let me see. Let me see. Are there any fun-looking investigations? I bet I do. Could just go to clean up some shit, probably. Just fun run some bullshit. I've been going for 2 hours 40. Let's just fun run some shit. Clean out a couple of investigations.
I'm counting on you.
Can I wear your skin like a suit? You can try. There might be enough of it. I was about to spend 1 cent more than Pecco. Thank you guys for the donos. I appreciate it. Where was the Burst Lancer? This one. Can I have your Joy-Cons? Mine are broke. Dude, by all fucking means. Gonna make me some Connor boots. Can I take the little Teostra? Or that would be buried with your corpse. Baking cakes myself with no sugar, no milk, no chocolates, and then I got myself egg tasting breads. Ooh, cool. Got a good investigation if you want to join after this. Yeah, after that, sure. After what's going on, sure. No one wants Connor's drywall for consumption. It's up in the air right now. Nobody's claimed it. I want all the stuff in your random bullshit bag or box. I have a couple of those, so I guess it depends. Ray's gonna be demolished? Oh, yeah. Who gets the Teostra figurine? I think Noxious already claimed that one. 20 years from now, Connor's funeral, 40 to 50 people are going to show up and grab everything that isn't nailed down and just repeating dibs. This is the second time we've talked about my funeral and all of you people showing up. Though the marketing stream one was way funnier. God, what a show that was. Give Murdoch your D&D notes. That tracks. Can I have your car and entire identity so I can become you and continue your legacy? Noxious already wanted the channel. Connor, can I have your mouse pad? Yeah, Nate, you can have the mouse pad back. Can I have your second bottom left rib? It's the last part I need for my creation of a homunculus. I want the water heater. I don't have silk vines, Connor. You can't do the parry thing. I tried to do the Gunlance parry from Rise. Oh, I don't know what my strings are anymore. Ow. 7-sided die is going to be thrown into the ocean. Yeah, they're burying that shit next to Bin Laden. Boom, stick. Boom, stick. Ha! Stupid. I will assimilate all of your channel viewers so we become one great being. That's gonna be a very autistic homunculus. Patrick, that means you have to absorb Raditz into your collective. Are you sure you want to do that? Can I have your catalytic converter? Yes, Dan. Yes, you can have my catalytic converter. Just remembered I can't blast dash. Talking shit, Petco, I hear. Okay, now I go to... I knew it. I fucking knew it. Thank you for the 50. Go to bed. Stop giving me money. You need to go earn some tomorrow, Raditz. Leave me alone. You're sending me a link on Discord? Okay. Apparently Nathan just found something exciting. Yeah, ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-da-dum, bum 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 bum. Stick. Right now is like Iceborne Tigrex. Everyone thinks he's awesome until they realize he has 6 moves. Yeah, I'd run the AT one. I do like the AT one a little bit better. I only usually run him with bow, so I'd be interested to see how he feels with Gun Lance. We can do that next. I will say that's not unfair. It's definitely more than 6, but he does. He can feel a little bit move hungry. Yeah, I'll give you that. Got that leg on the wound on the leg open. Then after we become one great being, we shall lure in more viewers and make them join. Alright, what did you send me over Discord? Let me see here. Let's course send me shit. Muddle crayons color? What the fuck is this? Literal volcanic crayons. That's funny. Radar needs to use the tail more. It should be at least have the Diablo sweep and the standard flying. Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm taking Ruko Dior and distributing Tim to the internet. Literal volcanic crayons. What is this? This is funny. Muddle crayons colors in, is it Jeju? Volcanic island located in South Korea. Muddle is local dialect for a mound of volcanic stones in the field, a traditional ritual. This art of stacking can serve as inspiration for your own assembly of these unique crayons. Handmade of beeswax and mineral pigments in delightful colors, they are a realistic representation of a volcanic stone that can be used to write and draw. Box size is 2 by 7, contains 5 crayons with local colors, tangerine sand, ocean, forest, and stone, made in South Korea. That's 35 $35 for actual volcanic crayons. Huh. That's cool. Finally, Connor has his food. When Raditz dies, are you going to save his organs, stored in your jars next to your tomb? You know what? I haven't decided what I'm doing with Raditz's corpse next after he dies, but you know what? Now that you brought it to my attention, I'll think about it a little bit more.
Please tell me what you need. I'd like to help.
Raditz is in bed, so we can talk about the fact. He doesn't know that once he joined in on stream calls, he actually signed a waiver that says I get access to his remains after he's dead.
Items in a flash.
That's nice. Yeah, I want to do AT Ray with a guard weapon. Never tried it. I've really only done bow. Let me see here. Silent Flash. Want to join send an investigation up? Oh, shit. Yeah, you did want to do that. Hang on. You did ask about that.
See you again.
Yep. What? I'm assuming it's... Oh, yeah. That's probably this one, huh? Milk and Star. No? Because you're just squid in game, right? CR-VODcanic Stone is the GR version of Volcanic Stone. It's an old gen drop, so it is shortened name. If you ever joined the Marines, you should announce it by eating the volcanic crayons. If Raditz dies before you, then it means that the eventful merging of all channel viewers will not have to deal with Raditz and his stupidity. We could just launch his body into the ocean. Oh, did you take it back down? Yeah, alright. This bad boy right here, yeah. Ooh, this does look fun. Someone got a score of 640 in barrel bowling? Dang, that's crazy. Alright, I think I'm good with items and food. Ugh. Got dibs on his IP address. Mine has a 6-7 in it, so I need a new one. That's funny. This has been fun. This has been a good show tonight. We're allowed to laugh now. What does that mean? We. Get his ass. That's a nice thing about these arena quests. They do fucked stupid ton damage to each other. New Udra especially is a really good monster killer. Yeah, there's 3,700 damage. Probably gonna focus Udra and let him do most of the work on Mizu. Ow! You don't have to get fucking jealous about it. I think I just perfect parried off of Mizu by accident. Get his ass, Mizu. Double it. One, two. Two. Oh, and with the distance on Wyvern Fire, I can dunk both of them. It's so good. Ow. I'll stay with Mizu. Patter for everybody. Did I go? Ah, I must have gone under that and hit the neck. Shit. Man, I am not used to fighting you with gunlands, huh? There we go. One, two. Two. You get new Connor, stronger, faster, able to cut tails. It's funny. I was thinking of for April Fools to do a stream for Frontier, running extreme longsword and going deliberately out of my way to never cut a single tail in that game ever. want to keep fighting that Mizu because I'm doing really bad right now. Get that fucking swing of it. This Mizu versus this Gunlance, I am not used to the timings on that at all. Ah, and then you get tired. That sucks. I want you to throw moves out at me. Give me that wound on your leg. Give it to me. I want it. Two. Hi, Squid. Haven't got any of the tempered wounds on this one. I wonder if it's something where the wound thresholds don't necessarily change with the health thresholds. Maybe. Is that skull on... I think that's skull on Udra. Probably because I've not been playing too well against the Mizu. Get back here. Give me that arm wound, for the love of God, dude. Yeah, I see you. I've blocked that before. I love when you go lunging over the hill and you bounce like that. Oh, hi. Having fun? Good for you, sweetheart. So funny seeing the differences in the damage numbers from higher rank rise, rise to the end of higher rank wilds. All right, Squid Boy's dead. Dust for the fellas. Oh, geez. How on earth did you miss? That wound on Mizu's leg has been fucking mocking me. Bitch. Oh, that's a tempered wound, but it's not the one I wanted. Nudra died? Yeah. Right. That one. On the leg. Give it to me. Oh my god. How many times do I have to full burst that same fucking wound? Am I being pranked? The other one on the back... How? How? How did the other one on the back leg open? Fuck you, Mizu. Was that a fucking prank? What the fuck was that? I hit that... Never... No, whatever. Pre-5th gen gun lance is so weird. Took them a good long while to figure out what the hell they wanted to do with it. What if you aren't using Flare? I don't think I'm using Flare on this set. It's just other skills to use. Flare usually kind of doesn't get into rotation all that much. Good hunt? Yeah. Mizu's back legs suck for HCV. That was a front leg, though. And that claw broke like a fucking hour ago. I don't know. I don't know what any of that bullshit was. Fun quest, though. Symbol 3. That's good. Yep. Let's see here. Anything? Tetrad bind resistance. Geologist isn't anything crazy. Full Tetrad and bind. I mean, if I really wanted to do like a certain shot type against Jin, maybe. I feel like there's other. Yeah. There's something there. There's just better. Flare 1 is pretty solid. Yeah. Flare set for AT Arc, it's fine. I should run I should make a good Swax build for AT Arc Veld. I've heard that like Gun Lance I can do pretty well with, but I've heard things like Lance is great on that matchup, Swax is great on that matchup. Like my buddy Lander swears by Swax versus AT Arc Veld. Let's see. Finally, HR 500 in Wilds. Hell yeah. Let's see. Oh, right. I want to do AT Raydao. Let's get her going. Been holding 53 people all night. That's pretty good. Good to see. Hope you guys have been enjoying yourselves. Just enjoying a Saturday night. This is really nice. I've been enjoying myself tonight. Lance is amazing against AT Arkfeld. My favorite Lance fight in the game by far. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn the Lance tech that's come out over the patches and whatnot, and really build out a nice one. I think. For show, for show. Just chilling. Fun hunt. Glad I could have caught one. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Just kind of chilling right now. I'm glad I decided to stream tonight. Let's play some Monster Hunter, hang out with the chat on a Saturday. I don't think we're going to go too much longer because we've been going for... No, we've been going for 3 hours, not 4. I started at 7. Again, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go too much longer because I do want to edit and guarantee that my video gets out for tomorrow. Charge counter is so fun to learn. You have no idea. Hell yeah. We'll get into it. Alrighty. What's up, buddy? One, two. Having pretty close onto that rock, too. Boom. Got a little corner stuffed there. Gunlance exploit's still a thing in Wilds. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're referring to specifically. If there's a specific Wilds Gunlance exploit that I didn't know about. Get raid out. Yeah, I did. How about that? Nah, he ain't close to that thing. Work on this wing. Oh, how the hell did you miss that? Remember the Iceborne exploit, and that's not a thing in Wilds. Oh, it was an engine issue? I don't think I knew about this. I know that Portable Third has like an auto guard glitch in it or something like that. Beyond that, I'm not too sure what you're talking about specifically. Even then, I only kind of know the auto guard thing. In if your FPS in Iceborne is high enough, certain attacks tick against the monster faster under certain circumstances. This happens with Gunlance and Meowcano notably. Oh, okay. I knew about the Meowcano glitch. I did not know that it extended to Gunlance. Yeah. Odd how programming works, that can just kind of find its way in there. Nice. Yeah, Kano was discovered. Later is more effective at breaking shit. Oh yeah. Well, I am well aware of Meowcano Fatalis. That I have most definitely seen. Alright, that's both Fulgurite gone. Good. I love that dynamic in this fight, that you knock out the Fulgurite to knock out the Electrical Blast on the wings, because the Electrical Blast on the wings make, like, offsets and perfect blocks really dangerous. I think they could probably improve it a little bit. Because I don't think you can, like, I don't think you can chain perfect block in this game. At least, you guys can correct me if you can or can't. I don't know. I think you get animation locked. I don't remember. There's some games where you can kind of, like, chain block. Maybe give, like, I don't know, but he does give a number of attacks that do give wing access. But I do really like that that's a dynamic that exists. Maybe they could even give you, like, a full proper wing break. his wings do break, but I don't think that stops the Fulgurite from being able to come back. Because I think he can rechannel if he strikes himself. That'd be cool if they had like a dynamic part break where you could like permanently lock that out of the fight. Because it is really potent, and it does mess with like the game mechanics a little bit. I do kind of like it, though, that you have this thing where you can't just abuse your really good defensive options. You kind of have to like pick the monster apart a little bit. I wonder if there's some ways to make it a teeny bit more consistent. Not that it's impossible. I mean, we already have both of them gone. Just permanently ground right out. Fatal speed run animation from Randoise is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure the only part you can stop is a tail by cutting it. Have him sadly walk back to his nest. Yeah, some way to make the... I do like it on paper, and I like it in execution enough. He also has a good amount of downtime on him. He doesn't just get it back completely. Yeah, I like this dynamic with AT right now. You gotta have to play like a little evasively because you can't just face tank everything that he does. Actually, with the delay on his lightning blast, you might not even like you can't do the counterattack initially. I'd have to play around with this single player more, I think. Want to really see like how the interactions with the timings all work. Ooh, what a dunk that was. Good shit. I think the Lance quick counter poke would let you get a perfect block on the second hit. I have to experiment with it, I think. But yeah, no. This one's pretty good. And like the electrical splash damage and everything is kind of neat. The dynamic to get rid of it is really cool. I love when monsters have shit like that. Really powerful mechanics that, like, you can't... It makes it so you can't really abuse certain things. But then when you get rid of it, he can actually go back to doing that again. I just wonder if there's some tweaks you can make to make it even better. Oh, Apexes have similar interactions.
I'll place the items I gather in your field pouch.
Yeah, of course you can always just play bow. One, two. There he goes. It's criminal how Raydar didn't get a power clash. I think every monster in the game really, honestly, just kind of should have one. Very odd. I get some of them are probably like a little bit tough to animate, but come on.
Can't let it go to waste.
Nice. Bolt gem. All monsters should have had a power clash. Yes. I mean, you could have done it with Raydar too. It could have, like, it would be on the wing strikes. Probably going to be my last hunt for the night. Fair enough. Wheellands counter mechanics are so fun if you want to tank Laggy's full body shock. You have to do a full counter double thrust and immediately go into a perfect block to avoid the last damage tick. That's sick. What is it? 1024. Decent amount of power classes are skeleton based. Oh, got a plate too. 2 of these tickets. Oh yeah, I've fought AT Raid out a bunch, huh? Wish they had better uses for decoration recycling. For all the recycling that you can do, you can really just kind of turn decos into more decos, but there's not really any, like, super rare decos. At least I don't think there's anything you can do with, like, the melter. Turn them into other shit. Hate that Ziwu got pretty much nothing. Yeah, it would have been nice. Let's see. What about 1030? Right up power clash where he holds you off of the wing and he charges a railgun to hit you when you fail. That'd be sick. 1030. Yeah, you know what? I really should break off and edit for the night. This was fun. I'm feeling myself like talking a lot less. You can feel the energy getting a little bit lower. Ugh. Alrighty. I'm also hungry. I want to eat something. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This was a good show tonight. I'm glad you guys could come along for the ride. Alright, so did announcements a little bit, but we'll go over them again real quick for anybody who wasn't here. New video should be coming out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then definitely Monday. It's a new Monster Rework video. Not going to be a stream early week. What we will be doing is... I think the early access of Subnautica 2 is going to be coming out on Thursday. And some of the guys want to play that and stream that. So I have never touched the original Subnautica. I'm going to be going in like super duper blind. So we're going to do that on Thursday. I'm doing the collab shit with Dweeby next weekend. We're going to finalize that. How that goes and how that's going to line up is going to impact when Bone Boys Rise is going to be next week. If we only do something on Sunday, then Bone Boys will be Saturday. If we're doing something Saturday, Sunday, we'll probably aim for Bone Boys on like Friday. Kind of depends on her. Yeah, new video, Subnautica, collab, Rise. And then I'm going to be immediately moving into the next video. After that, there's a couple of things I want to get done. I'd like to maybe get like 3 or 4 videos done this month. It kind of depends on speed. I know we're already on, what is it, the 10th currently? The 9th? We're on the 9th. So yeah, no, video coming out on the 10th. I got a pretty interesting project coming out after that, but I don't know how intensive it's going to be. I do think I am going to pick up the pace a little bit. And then, of course, there's VODcanic and Overflow. But, yeah, other than that, we're done for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great show. Thank you for any donos, anything like that. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a great night. I'll see you in a couple of days. Video tomorrow. Bye-bye.